We're in. I can't hear anyone. We're in.
Hello.
Where's the host? And I can't hear Kieran.
All right. I didn't know I had to add myself.
I can't hear Kieran. I'm just going to drop out and drop back in.
I can't hear. Kieran says something. No, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear Gez. You're not plugged in, you do, Hickey.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Can I hear Kieran this time, though?
He didn't have his thing plugged in.
Ah.
You should be able to hear him now.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Let
me just turn this.
there.
You can play Jackbox there as well, now.
There we go. Hey, it's weird being hosting one of these. It's strange.
There you go. You can go your stream now. I'm nearly reaching my limit. I am.
You've only got us three watching, I think.
Yeah.
We're claiming the past. What was I going to say? Yeah. Yeah, you can like press live, like once you can go live once you like set it up. Like you can set it up before you go live. It's pretty good.
Is this live now?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah. It's not coming up on like the feed though for some reason.
Right, so all my chats here. So just if I show something, I just click it on like that. Yeah,
it's coming up there now.
Come on here.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yes, the retro bear is here.
He's here, man. He's loving it.
Yo, bear.
He's welcome to jump on if he wants, but it's probably a bit late for him.
Yo, bear.
Yeah, come on, bear. Come on.
Be the bear.
It's quite easy, isn't it? I didn't even have to download anything. You literally just go on there and it lets you go away.
Yeah, just sign him your email and that, and voila. It's pretty good. You get like, is it 20 hours or something on it? Free, and then like once a month.
Yeah.
And then,
Really?
I nearly done that already. I've been
He said he's too old to come on.
Too old.
Yeah. Never too old.
You got a dislike already. What the fuck?
You got a dislike already.
I'll give you a like.
Every video I do at the moment, I think my last 7 videos got 1 dislike. So
what's that all about?
I don't know. I don't really care if I'm honest.
Well, no, he's been up doing the pod recording ready for tomorrow, and Mrs. Bear's going to kill him.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I saw that. I don't go on that Discord chat because it's too hard to keep up with.
Yeah, but, I don't go on it either.
I do get the notifications, so I've seen that it's on tomorrow.
I don't even get notifications. I turned them off. I was sitting there at 8 o'clock thinking, why ain't it gone live yet? That's why I'm messaging the group saying is TMB going live tonight.
Good.
Now share it to. Oh, I can create a post. I can post it on my thing and see people come in.
Yeah, you should do it.
Live on
Retro
Reclaimer to reclaim his past. Come and watch him reclaim his past.
We're live in
retro
the game tunnel. We're live.
Yeah, I might tune in, bear, tomorrow.
Oh, really about live on.
Give you a tour. Tour of the set. Say, look, I've been playing Tomb Raider. Bit of Lara Croft.
Yeah.
I've been playing this. I wonder what for.
Capcom. Resident Evil or something. I don't know. How old is that?
I got a post.
Camera. Don't know how well you can see it. Second game up.
On the old Sam Miggy.
What's that second game
nice.
up? I you can read it.
I get some more.
Was drinking some of this earlier.
In fact, from that picture in the middle, what's that game there?
I've no
Don't know.
idea.
What's the game doing the rounds at the moment?
Street Fighter.
Fighting with 5 lives.
Oh right, yeah. I've seen. I don't think I've
5
seen it.
lives.
I've not watched a single YouTube video apart from today for like 3 days. I think from 3 days without even being on it.
Yep. Russ has got it.
Final fight.
Final fight.
Right, I'm gonna see if I've got another drink. But I've got this app on my phone, so I'm using my phone to record, but it's like all wireless through the thing. It's pretty cool, isn't it? But I'm gonna
Look, I shared
take
it
it
for
down.
you. Look. It's on my thingy.
Oh right, so it'll stream onto your thing. Yeah.
It's not.
Right,
It's like just gives you a link and then you people can see it. Like links. I don't know. It's not focused.
Yeah.
It's not focused, bastard. There you go. Look.
Great.
It's pretty cool.
I'm gonna get a drink. I'm gonna take this camera with me to see if it'll go that far. Let's test it. Why not?
It'll go anywhere because it's wireless.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said it'll go anywhere because it's wireless.
I know, yeah, but I don't know if it's got a range on it or whatever. But
Test
No,
it.
no.
see
Use
now.
your phone, it's fine.
Going on a journey.
Good on a journey.
We're getting a house tour. This is live house tour.
We get a house tour. to his fridge.
Do we have any questions from the viewers? The viewers, it seems to be only Russ.
Viewers. We've got 7 viewers. Yo, welcome, guys.
Yo.
We want a retro reclaimer.
Oh,
He's here to reclaim his retro past.
Steve's in the room. Cooper's
Steve.
World.
Yo.
Yo.
He's got some.
Evening.
Oh, he's on the wife beater. It's a bit dark.
I'm only in the water today.
Kieran's posted it on his wall. We're going to see about 100 people turn up in a minute.
No, not that many. No one's come up yet.
No.
Has it come up for you that I've posted it?
Yeah.
Did it work, that?
Yeah, we saw you. Getting that.
Yeah, we saw you
Your
putting
bed
out
break.
your wife beater.
Oh, that's really good, isn't it? She's going to go and beat the wife. In fact, I think she's going to beat me. She's in bed and I think I'll just woke her up.
Oh, no. You're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Put on a game if you want, and people can join us on here.
A game.
Oh, we've got
Scott. Hello, Scott.
What's that, man?
I'm halfway through
Hello,
watching one of
Scott.
these videos, actually. It's
Hello,
sports
Scott.
videos.
Hello, Scotty.
Scott.
Scotty.
Yeah,
Scotty
man.
too hotty. We've got
Dylan.
Dylan's here.
Talking about Switch. Oh,
You-
well,
Yeah,
Dylan.
I've seen. What,
George is
you
in.
got?
Pula.
We haven't been talking about the Switch tonight, no?
Wario, innit? Wario and the other dude. Wario and Waluigi.
Nova Bug.
Look pretty good.
No way.
George,
Got
jump
Nova
in.
Bug the house.
Georgia.
The poo
Jeez.
bros.
Nova Bug. Everyone's coming in. Hello, guys. If anyone
Hello,
wants to
guys.
come in, you can. There's what another
links,
what?
Links in the video
The
somewhere.
link's in comments, so jump on. Come and join us.
Come and join us.
We've just been playing Fortnite, but we got a bit bored of
Getting
it.
roasted.
We thought we'd come on for a chat.
Yeah.
I hope my mic doesn't start buzzing.
Everyone's woken up.
Yeah.
We don't sleep. We're gamers.
No, I don't anyway.
All the
Free
best games
last
are played
night.
at night.
Fortnite, I'm off.
3 this morning I went to bed.
We finished
I woke
Fortnite.
up
now.
at
You got me
Nine.
playing it.
We just finished that, Chris. You missed it.
Mhm.
Fortnite, I'm off.
If you want to see more Fortnite, go to Gez's channel. He streams it 6 or 7 hours a day.
Yeah, every day.
You can't miss a game.
Lame.
Fortnite is lame. It's because it's not a limited run game, isn't it?
Oh, I've been playing Streets of Rage 4 in Mania mode.
If it was
I've got
rare,
Game
you're
Pass.
playing
Game
it.
Pass.
Nice.
I've not played it yet though.
Oh, it's brutal in that Mania mode. You get like 2 lives to complete the whole level.
Mm-hmm. Rap, I hate. Well, I don't hate rap music, but I don't particularly like it. That's a PC. The PC.
Youngsters, we're all old.
It's going good. Do you know what? The other day, I cleaned the keyboard. I took all the keys out of it, put it all in the bath, and scrubbed each piece, like each key. Scrubbed it all. And I didn't lose anything. Put it together, and then literally the day after, I was playing Sims, and I spilled my brew over the keyboard. I was like,
shit.
No.
but I think I got most of it, and it's still cleaner than what it was. It's like, I mean, how old is that? It was on Windows XP, so it's probably like nearly. Well, it's probably a good 20 years old.
Nice Cooper.
It's clean.
Yeah, played
Yeah,
5
I've got
lives.
that on watch list, Steve. It's
Streets of
gonna be
Rage.
soon.
Streets of Rage.
Retro pals. Like, this mouse is horrible.
No, I didn't test it for COVID. Don't believe in that stuff, Dylan. You know me. It was bad actually because I went out. Obviously, this is during like I know we're still in lockdown, but in like the earlier part where we weren't allowed to. It was just an hour, weren't it? It was just you
Yes,
couldn't
he's
go
got
out.
his first.
That was you, wasn't it? It was
Wasn't
Kieran,
it?
I think.
Kieran's got his first viewer from his channel.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We've come to see him and he's disappeared.
Evening, Danny.
Yeah, COVID 84. Yeah. Yeah, they are heavy. Do you know what? When I used to do YouTube, I had a well good TV. I had like a Sony TV. I had like a table, matching table, and a surround sound for it, like a couple of speakers. But when I moved up here, I had to leave it all behind because I couldn't fit it all in the van. It was a bit gutted, but I got it for free, so it don't really matter. That was a long fight. I think it's Kieran. His mic sometimes.
His mic's been going funny lately. I don't know what's wrong with it.
You got loads of stuffed animals by it though, haven't you? Like, I'm sure you had Spyro on it then.
Or Dylan's being controversial on your channel again.
He's allowed to. He's allowed to on my channel.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Definitely.
jump on the chat and talk with us about it? Go on.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Dylan.
Come on, Dylan.
We want some flat Earth conspiracy theories and all that.
Oh, Scott's at you. And
Yo,
Yo.
Yo,
hey,
he's alive.
Hello.
Oh,
I see you're still growing the goatee, Scott. It's all right.
yeah, right.
How's it going?
Hello,
Can't hear
hello, test.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's better. That's it. Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
Quinny.
Hello.
How we doing?
Not too bad.
Good, we're all good. We were playing
relaxing,
Fortnite, we
yeah.
got a bit fed up, so we've just
Yeah.
thought, sorry, let's come on here.
We kept dying.
Yeah, the Friday Foursome this month is well good. This has been the best one so far. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I quite enjoy the Foursome.
Night, Dylan.
So how's YouTuber of the month going then, Kieran? I think Raz is winning. Last time I looked.
Yeah, I think Raz and Rob both got quite a lot of votes.
Hmm.
We're both
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, I think it's close. I think it's quite spread out, which is pretty cool.
You got my vote, mate.
I know, yeah. No, I appreciate it, especially when I'm up against Rob. Bloody hell. And
Well, Rob,
you know, how long's I've been watching? I think even before I started YouTube, like way back, I was watching Raz.
Oh, Raz has been doing it longer than I have. To be fair, he's been doing it a long, long time.
Yeah,
I think with YouTube, like, don't get disheartened because sometimes a lot of people don't like it. With a lot of people seem to think it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
I take it with a pinch of salt.
Oh, I mean, it's nice to be a part of. It's nice to get put up for it or whatever. But
It's a recognition, isn't it? Really?
yeah. I was saying I think when I went on Dana's stream, I said for me it was nice to, I was away for like 3 years, but it was nice to come back and then make a few videos. Make a few videos and then get put on for it. It was just like to me, it's like a welcome back type thing. So I was just
exactly.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Boothy, we're not playing Fortnite
No,
anymore.
we just got fed up of it
We got
give
fed
up.
after a while.
I kept dying, you know how it is. Blame it on that.
What we all got planned for the bank holiday then?
Work.
Fortnite.
Work. Fortnite.
I've got so many videos to catch up on with YouTube now. So I've had like a few days where I've just not looked at anything. So I've got to. I was just catching up today actually. So I've watched your thoughts.
Oh yeah.
One of them.
I kind of run out of things to say on them though after time. It's really hard.
It's good though because you're driving. I'm guessing you're driving to work or you're driving somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just finishing work when I'm coming home, so it's like it's o'clock in the morning. So roads are pretty clear.
Yeah.
But actually, having something to think about that's going to sort of gauge the audience is quite tricky. It's unless there's something going on in the community, it's sometimes a bit difficult to talk for any length of time, especially to yourself. Yeah,
definitely. But it makes the journey a bit less.
Oh god, yeah.
Especially driving through Essex, bloody hell. I used to live in Colchester. The worst
squaddy town. Yeah, I know Colchester. I lived in Colchester.
It's a squaddy town. Very old, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the old Roman capital of England, ain't it?
Yeah. Is it the oldest town in Britain?
Yeah, it is. It's quite a nice town. A lot of history there. Did you see the castle went up there? It's like the only Roman castle in Western Europe or something, ain't it?
I had a picture outside of it, but I never actually went in. No, I didn't actually go in.
Yeah, I'm more down south near Southend. Myself.
Southend on sea. Shall we go for our?
Not in. I'm close to it, but I'd hesitate to say I'm in Southend. Shithole.
Question for you there, Rob.
No, I've got no interest in the double cases. I've got to be honest with you. I'm the other side. A lot of people moan about the platinum cases, but I love them. I don't like the double cases. I find them a bit of an eyesore because they're a bit chunkier than the rest. But there are some double cases that are platinum, so I've got to get a bit of both, really.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to get all the platinum, it's good just to give a focus, isn't it, of certain. The
draw of the platinum is that 80% of those games I'm going to play because they're all good titles, top titles. Yeah. And I don't know why. I mean, the platinum cases are a little bit cheaper as well. So it's literally you can buy the same game for a tenner cheaper just because it's got a silver banner on the side.
Yeah,
mental, really.
Yeah. They don't
since you started collecting those, I was thinking, do you know what? That is probably the best way to collect PS1 games because you're going to get all the best ones, the ones that's made the most sales, and they are usually the best games. They do look good when they're all platinum together.
Honestly, I've got 60 of them now, all bunched up together. They do look awesome when they're all next to each other.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You've got to separate your collection, I reckon. But at the same time, yeah, if you want them in alphabetical order, they do look an eyesore.
Yeah.
But there are some bad titles, like 007 Racing went platinum, that's shit. And there's a few Disney ones as well that are a bit questionable, but I'll put it down to the fact they've got a big franchise in the title as to why they sold so many, like 007 and Disney.
I think with a lot of the platinum, a lot of the later stuff is shit. Whereas I think the early stuff was like the premier stuff. But like you say, I think some of the later ones, like your 007, they just used to do them, didn't they?
All the FIFAs went platinum. I'm not going to sit down and play, FIFA 2000.
Yeah, exactly.
You win on Xbox, though.
You what?
Said you win on Xbox, though. All
It's funny how they...
I look at Stu's latest video. It was like a week ago, whatever. His VR to Ireland. He had like 2 VRs. It was like an hour long. It took me about 4 views.
Videos in one.
Yeah. No, it weren't. You always Scott. I watched Stu's and then I watched your videos, and you recommended, or you asked for recommendations for videos that are not gaming.
Yeah.
I put one on yours, which Dylan will like because it's controversial. Flat Earth video.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to. It's good to expand your horizons outside of just gaming, ain't it? Really.
I say I watch a lot of collection videos. It doesn't matter if I'm not interested in what they're collecting, but I love seeing people amass a lot of the same stuff and have a genuine passion for it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Just his excuse to get the beers out now, isn't it? I was looking for one.
Yeah.
I moved on to now.
Got a lot of dislike.
Which is in bed.
You've got a retro kid, retro chef. How you doing, Lee?
What are you doing?
Lee's in.
Need another device for the chat.
Hello, bear. Bear, sorry.
How we all doing then?
I thought I had drunk 8 last night. Running up 2.
Hello, Chef and Craig.
Yeah, I'm not the best host. This is just Kieran made me do it.
You don't need to be a host.
Mate, I said you could do it if you want to.
Just
Instead of me speaking every time.
I'm just chatting.
Give it a try, man.
Kieran,
It's good.
Yeah, they wanted me to do it, but I haven't got anything I can do.
I was like, you're playing on the PC, you might as well get there. You've got the equipment. Do it.
I've got the chat now, right. I just say to Coopers, I saw you do a response to one of my videos today. It's in my watch list. I will get to it.
Okay.
Who's typing or messing with something?
It's me. I'm playing on Saturn.
Saturn it up.
What are you playing? What game?
Street Fighter Collection.
Live into his name.
Flip your camera around so we can watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, can do. It's a bit awkward.
Favorite Dreamcast game? It's a bit rubbish. My favorite Dreamcast game because it will be Sonic Adventure, and I know that's like one of the most. It is the most common game on the system, but I just remember.
Most common game's got to be Choo Choo Rocket, isn't it? That's everywhere.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, you can get it for like £1, can't you? To get a case
Yeah,
I've got it.
Well,
but my favourite Dreamcast game is Virtua Striker, just because I love it so much.
Yeah, Virtua Striker is good.
Or Crazy Taxi, actually. Best arcade port ever.
Crazy Taxi. The first time I played that was on PS2, I think. Never played it on Dreamcast. I never had one.
Well, I was only like 8 years old when Dreamcast came out, and I remember getting one for Christmas and having the demo had Sonic Adventure on it. So I played Sonic Adventure. I was like, wow, I need this game. And it was Christmas in obviously December. My birthday's in January, so I'm please for Christmas I just want this one game. And then I think it's always nostalgia in it, the reasons why we like these games. That's why it's my favourite, because I wanted it so bad. But there's still more.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's why I've got nothing against Nintendo, but I just never had it growing up, so I've got a little interest in it now. I play your game now, but everything I collect for is like Sega or Xbox, pretty much, except for PlayStation 1. Although I never had a Saturn, and that is the next time I hit this once all the shit is over.
Yeah, I'm really interested in getting a Saturn. I only ever had a few games for it, to be honest, but Like Clockwork Knight. Have you got that, Scott? Clockwork Knight. So good.
Yeah, I got both of them.
Yeah, I love that game. I never played the second, but the first was brilliant.
It's not. It's more like a 16-bit game.
Yeah, just a side-scrolling. I don't know. Again, it was just as a kid, everything's a lot bigger and better, isn't it? So I think that's what it was.
Yeah. It's bad time to probably get into collecting for the Saturn. It's a really expensive system to buy for. If you're going to do yourself a favour and just go for Japanese stuff, it's so much cheaper and so much more accessible.
That's the main thing I want to do, is get one with the older thing you plug in the back and buy all the Japanese stuff.
Well, the Street Fighter collection I'm playing is 30 quid. In PAL, it's nearly £300. So
it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's not because everyone's got a way of playing Street Fighter 2. It's just because people just want it, for the collection. But you think to yourself, what's the point? It looks better in Japanese. It plays at 60 hertz. It plays at full speed. The box art is nicer. You can't really go wrong with it.
I've got a weird thing though. Like part of my collection, especially with Nintendo, is I want it all to be what I'd have got here in the UK. So when the game comes out and I pick a game up from eBay or wherever, and it's not green on the corner. Do you know that little triangle? Like, I don't like it because it doesn't look right with all the others. But I don't know. I'm a bit picky with my collection, to be honest. But probably why it's so small. But,
best time to get Dreamcast Japanese stuff is probably the markets, Doncaster and Revival, those sort of places. There's also a lot of Japanese sellers on eBay, and you can still get a lot of bargains if you go for auctions only. A lot of them will let you build up a sizable amount of games before they post them out. It's so I've had deliveries of sometimes 25 games coming through.
The famous penny auctions.
Yeah, and they bulk it all together as the delivery costs as well. So there are ways and means around it. You just got to be aware of potential taxes as well. Especially if you're ordering quite a lot from Japan.
The question here from Cruel Foxhound, if anyone wants to answer. Favourite all-time.
Go
I think everyone can answer for me.
What was that?
Go clockwise.
Clockwise, right. We'll start with me. Mine's obviously Dreamcast. Again, just because I enjoyed it when I was a kid. It was my first console, really, that when I was a kid. And it was only lasted a year or so before I think my brother smashed it up to pieces. So yeah, I never had one again. Guess your turn.
Okay, I'm not sure, man. I had PS1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Master System, Brad. So any of them. I'm not bothered.
So none in particular. Al?
Well, mine is obviously the Mega Drive, but I think
Never heard of it.
PS4 is slowly catching up. There's so many great PS4 games I keep finding. So, Mega Drive for me.
Kieran?
Scott, again.
Mine.
Oh,
PS1.
clockwise.
I love the PS1 console.
PS1.
I love trash as well, though. But,
Yeah. I do. PS1 would probably be a close second for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I grew up with that, so it's good.
Rob's going to say the 360.
360, Scott's going to say the Saturn.
Right, yeah. 360, but I'll give a second place to the Dreamcast, but 360 is obvious, yeah.
Yeah. See, yeah, 360 is it is a brilliant console, and I do love it. Especially all the different, like the S model. When that model came out, I was like, wow.
Yeah, that was the one, the built-in Wi-Fi and all that sort of shit, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect, weren't it? So, Scott, you were nodding your head in disagreement to Sega Saturn, then, were you?
Yeah, it's not. The Saturn is the system that I probably most enjoy from a retro point of view. But the most the systems that are probably my favourite are the 16-bit ones, so the SNES and Mega Drive. I think if you're looking at probably the best system in terms of a games library, you can't argue with the PS2. You know, for the sheer volume of games that system's got.
Do you know what?
You know, it's hard to pick. And I would also say as well, I know kind of the PS4 in terms of modern consoles, you know, from maybe, I don't know, PS3 kind of onwards, the PS4 has been a fantastic system. You know, there's so many strong first party. I know people bitch and moan about, games are too cinematic and this, that, the other. But they are cinematic because they can be cinematic, and you know, it's hard to. I don't think games have ever brought you in to that level of immersion like some of the PS4 games have.
Yeah, see, I've never given PS4 a run for its money. I think what happened with me, I had a PS2 when I was younger, loved it, and then I got an Xbox, and I had San Andreas on the PS2 and the Xbox, but on the Xbox it was miles better. I know it came out late, but it just looks a lot better. So I was just full on Xbox then, especially with the hardware.
Yeah, Xbox was a lot more powerful.
Yeah,
but in terms of I had an original Xbox back in the day as well, and I think, but as a library of games, PS2 is, you know, there's not really much that it hasn't got. You know, it caters for absolutely every kind of taste, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that is true. Just like them all, get all of them.
Be specific though, I would say. You know, like, you know, I would never recommend everyone just collecting everything. You know, you got to know what your tastes are.
Yeah, I know when I collect, I only really go out for games which I know of when I was younger, my mates played, or you know, games I've even only played once or twice. Games I know younger. So my collecting is very nostalgic based rather than just, oh, you know, that's a Dreamcast game, let's buy it. I did see some comments with people sort of answering that question, so I'm just gonna highlight them. It says GX4. I never even heard of a GX4000. Is that?
That's the Amstrad, isn't it?
Amstrad one, ain't it?
Amstrad.
Yeah. Retro Dave had one. I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, Chris has obviously got a lot of nostalgia for it, but
yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a good console. It's kind of like a.
And it got like 26.
I had a quick go on it.
It's a GX4. It's a CPC, isn't it? I think CPC consoleized or something like that. It's kind of like it's kind of like the CD32. You know, it's like a consoleized version of the 1200.
Yeah, see, I've not gone back that far, to be honest. That's again before I was born, so I've not.
It's like an 8-bit system, ain't it? It's like Master System, NES kind of standard.
It's one that got rushed out, didn't it, by Alan Sugar?
I think it was launched before. I think it was launched at the same time as the Mega Drive, weren't it?
They rushed it out to try and compete or something.
Yeah, it's never going to. Company like that couldn't really compete with Sega and Nintendo, could they, I guess?
Especially back then, they were huge, weren't they? Scott Sega Mega Drive, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, Scott's there as well.
Retro Bear Wii. For the Wii, don't they? Xbox Master System. They are usually the games that he has in his pickups, actually, aren't they? PS2 titles, Cooper's World, SNES. Another question from Boothy. I've never played a single Castlevania game.
No, I haven't played either.
I'm going to pipe up, so I can't answer that either, for the same reasons.
Yeah,
See, I've got this.
Too expensive.
See, I've got that.
Here he goes. Gal's going to get his £600 game out now.
No, we know what Al's bringing in now.
That one.
No.
I said a few weeks ago on my Instagram that I think.
Castlevania 3 on there. Brilliant.
I said a few weeks ago on my Instagram that I think Castlevania is overrated. I think I tend to find it's more of an American thing because it goes back to the NES being so much more popular and it was always a massive NES game. Whereas I think over here we've never really embraced it like they have.
I never really heard of it until I started collecting, and everyone was Castlevania. I just know if I'm out in looking for games in the wild, if I see Castlevania, just buy it because it's probably worth it.
There's a really good Castlevania one.
2.
The N64 ones are pretty crap.
There's 2 on the N64. One's quite expensive,
Yeah.
one's pretty cheap. I've not played any of them, so I don't know which one, whether they're any good or not.
They're just like generic kind of third-person exploration games.
Mm.
There's a good Castlevania X on the PSP. It's a remake of Rondo of Blood. That's really good. I think that's quite expensive for a PSP game nowadays.
The 2 they brought out on the PS3 weren't too bad. Was it Lord of Shadows, I think it was called?
Yeah.
They weren't bad.
Yeah. I don't think they were developed by Konami though, were they?
Nah, and they're pretty cheap to get if you wanted to get Castlevania games here. I think they're about £3 or £4.
Yeah, I haven't played Bloodstained. This might be pretty good.
Nah.
Which one have you just recently got, Al?
That's on Tuesday's pickup. I can't show you that.
Oh, is it? Is it? I thought I'd not seen it yet. Yeah, he's had it
We're
a
also
while.
going to watch out, don't worry.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna watch yours.
This one here.
Tuesday pickup.
You mean this one?
Yeah, that's the one.
£600 game.
Tonight. I've not played it yet, so I don't know if it's any good.
You get to take out a box, didn't you?
Yeah, costs too much money.
Symphony of the Night's very good.
Yeah.
I need to play it because I see Scott's in the chat, and he said that I should play it, so I need to do it.
Bears off. See you later, Mr. Bear. Have a good sleep.
Mr. Bear needs to
Night
wipe it.
Bear.
Okay, I did miss a question.
Ah, you fucker.
Gary through. Join, alright. Favorite retro computer system? Is that the same question? It is, isn't it?
Well, if you didn't answer a retro one, so yeah. Like, I have to change my answer then.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the Mega Drive.
Dreamcast ain't retro either, so yeah, for me it's no. I'm going to throw a curveball out there. Dreamcast ain't retro. I'm going to say my Game Gear. I've loved my Game Gear from day one. It was the best birthday present I ever had, and I still love it to this day.
Yeah, I watched. What video did I watch? I don't know if it was on a podcast or you had a video, but I remember you talking about the.
It might be the one I just done. The Raz's VR. It's one of the items I saved from my burning house because it was given to me as a kid, like the first console I ever had.
Yeah. Just the batteries. It take like 8 batteries or something.
Like, back in the day, I used to play at home plugged into the wall, or just in long car journeys plugged into the cigarette adapter with a lead running through the back.
Yeah.
Whenever I put batteries in it, yeah, it just you had to have well-known, well-branded batteries, Duracell or something. You buy those like £22 in the market, you put them in and it lasts like 5 minutes. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I still got my original. It's pretty much died now.
Mine just about works, but you have to. It has no sound, and you have to play in a dark room, tipped at an angle, just to see the screen.
Oh.
I'm just going to get another one because it means so much to me, and I want to keep it pure as it is. So keep it out, or I'm going to get the adapter for my Retron 5 and play them on there.
Is there many mods? I know we Game Boys. There's also.
Yeah, you got an awesome mod in there. It looks amazing. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, you got a proper crispy screen you can get on them now.
Put like an LCD screen in it.
Looking wicked. I'm tempted to get one. Be wicked to play
I
them
saw
like
one at
that.
the London Game Market. They wanted like 60-70 quid for it, but it looked beautiful.
So I've actually got the McWheel Game Gear mod, which was
That's what
it's a
I'm
fella called Stefan. Yeah, Stefan in Germany. And you send his Game Gear off. It costs about 150 quid, but he puts like VGA, recaps it, puts new speakers in it, and it comes back looking
I want to get
fucking
mine
amazing,
done.
like the dog bollocks.
I've seen the picture quality of Donny where they've on the recap.
All good.
They look
Yeah.
amazing.
There's a lot of cheap ones out there. I think with the McWill, that is the one to go for.
Don't ask me, it's too old.
I'm
Yeah,
tempted to get this modded. I'm tempted to get this modded, but I can't do it. I'll probably mess it
I'd
up.
say the Spectrum, but I don't know.
Game Gears are awesome.
They are pretty good.
I can't answer that question because I've never played any of them.
I have
yeah.
the
Well, you never played a
Spectrum,
game,
yeah.
No, like Commodore or Atari or any of that.
Top middle is Gez. The Gez who changes every week.
Benjamin. Say hello in the comments, kids.
Yeah,
You'll
This
see
is
your
just
name.
a Fortnite streamer who loves it.
we just know him as good old Gez who streams Fortnite 24 hours a day.
We just log on to Fortnite and he turns up.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is really.
Yeah, Pete.
How you doing, Pete? You?
Pete's a legend doing all these. He's done all my icon. He's
He's done all of our logos and stuff.
So
I was
good.
gonna say, he's done half of this chat room here.
Yeah, he's done all our logos and banners.
He's done mine. And I finally got mine sorted.
The Gears, yeah.
For 2 days, I didn't realise there was a security option preventing me from uploading it. But I worked it out in the end.
He even went out the way and done one for my Twitch, so I need to start streaming on Twitch again.
Yeah,
Oh, God. Twitch streaming.
I'm with you, Rob. Like with Mixer, I quite like Mixer. Like it's a bit, especially Twitch is a big channel within it, but Mixer is just a bit more enjoyable. I quite like
To
that.
be honest, I just use Mixer because I stream on my Xbox One and it's built in. I literally just have to press a button that says start streaming and it does it for me.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's
Pretty good.
like us with the PS4. Twitch is built into the PS4. Twitch and YouTube.
I wish they'd fucking build YouTube into the Xbox, but they won't.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
They want you to use their streaming platform because they own Mixer.
Yeah,
So they want you to use Mixer, so they'll never have another one in there.
I don't understand Twitch myself.
I think Xbox or Microsoft is just looking at a bigger platform. It ain't just a console. They don't want to be that. They really want to be a.
They want
Right.
no one. They don't want to deal with anybody else but themselves, and they want
Yeah.
all their platforms to be on one thing.
Yeah.
You can't blame them for it. They are a business at the end of the day.
Oh,
Knock his camera over.
no, I'm getting up. I'm not being told off.
So if
Yeah, I tell you what, this is good. Like, I'm using my phone here, so I've just had to put it on charge. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Like this will literally. I downloaded an app for free, and that streams the video and sound to my PC, which then you can put on a stream. It's well cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's literally just my phone. Awesome. You don't need a webcam.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome how it works because that's through Wi-Fi as well. And I thought it's going to be really laggy, and it's been.
Yeah, it's crisp, man. It's crisp.
Yeah.
ask a question, MP, go for it.
Yeah,
That'll make it noisy.
who can stay the quietest the longest? Kids make that all the time.
Yeah, go comments, Kieran.
Oh,
A few questions there.
Right. If you had to choose between Mega Drive and SNES, which would you choose?
Mega Drive.
That's a hard one for me. Yeah, I'd probably choose Mega Drive, I guess.
Mega Drive for me. I played a lot of
Drive.
that.
Yeah, Mega Drive,
I played a lot of that.
But
Yeah, I'd probably
I did
say
have the
Mega
SNES
Drive.
too.
They're both the best systems ever made, I think, though. I don't think you can really, to be honest, I don't think you can really separate them.
No, you can't. You need them both,
You know.
don't you?
Nah.
Yeah, and I think you know,
The only console
back-
with that clear winner.
looking back, you only realise how stupid.
I've I've only just literally picked up the SNES this year for the first time, and I'm finding a lot of good games on it. And I see someone mention the Castlevania 4, and I really want to get that.
Again, Castlevania, I've no idea. Again, I've never played them. I just hear about them.
I also want Turtles in Time, but I ain't paying 70 quid for it. Just for a cart.
I've got the loose cart of that.
It's like 70 quid on eBay for that.
Maybe when you click, I'm fucked.
See, I had one game I never hear about. I think I mentioned on was it a stream again? I don't know, but it was the SNES, that Addams Family game. It's got another name to it, Addams Family something. You're a little kid with like a hat on. Do you know that spinning?
Pokemon's Adventure or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's like a 2D side scroller, and I proper enjoyed it, but I've never seen anyone pick it up or anyone talk about it. But yeah, that was on the SNES. I don't know if it's quite rare or whatever, but
Here you go. Here's a question from Scott. What do you deem the most overrated console?
overrated.
Come on.
PS4. No.
Give some answers.
I can't talk much for PS4 because I've never really give it a chance. But NES, I'd go for the NES. I only really like the Mario games on it, to be honest myself. But I guess. Yeah.
N64.
Yeah, I'd say NES. N64. It's probably
get the N64.
Apart
from a
great library.
Yeah, obviously you like NES well, don't you? I don't know. I guess me personally with NES, apart from the typical Mario, Double Dragon, Duck 'em, the typical games that you'd have, that everyone had. I didn't really play the others, so they just don't. Whenever I see gameplay footage of NES games, they never really appeal to me that much.
It was. I think you have to, like you say, you have to be probably of that time, though, don't you?
Yeah.
You know. I mean, for me, I think modern-wise, it's probably the GameCube. Whilst it has got some decent games, I think a lot of the library you can sort of like take it or leave it. It's not like a system that there's games on there that you've got to own.
Most of them are on the PS2.
Yeah. So I think that's a bit of a misstep by Nintendo. I think old school wise, oh man, there's probably so many, ain't there? All right.
GX 4000.
Was that even rated to be considered overrated though?
They only made about 12,000 copies, didn't they?
Yeah. You can literally buy a brand new GX 4000 now. There's so much old stock. Yeah. You can go on eBay and you buy one for about 100 quid. Maybe even less.
It'd be worth it, wouldn't it, I guess?
Yeah.
LGG in your house.
Gez, you've not spoke for a while. What's your most overrated console?
I don't know.
But I knew you were going to say that.
For fuck's sake.
Don't ask me, I'm going to annoy half the people in the chat.
I think I already have.
But you don't.
Not really.
Kieran Game Boys were awesome.
Overrated, I don't know.
I think a lot of the Atari stuff is a little bit overrated. Like for me, like the old Atari is like the 2600. It's too basic these days to really get any kind of enjoyment from.
Yeah, I can't play them. Not for me.
They're just bleeps and bloops.
I just can't think of one.
I think
It's
the
overrated.
gets more love than it deserves, especially after the 360. So jump from
Okay.
Xbox One.
Everyone's on at the PS4.
You're stealing my idea. You're stealing my answer, Kieran.
I've stolen yours.
There we go.
The Xbox One is a terrible system. All the
Yeah.
PS4 got the better exclusive.
Yeah, it's shocking. It's the way game.
The only thing that I'll say, because obviously I'm big Xbox here, is just every time you have a console debate with someone that's got a PS4, they just go, yeah, but we've got all the exclusives. And that is literally the only argument that pips it. And I'll be honest with you, it does have more. It has more, but some of them are on par with some of the exclusives on the Xbox One. There's just a lot less of them. And to me, I just love the idea of Xbox, the indie store. There's so many great indie games. So many great indie games. But yeah, I can't lie. I'm not going to lie. Xbox One did lose this console war generation, if you want to go through every generation. But I think the next one, they are stepping up their game and they are aware of the problems. But has the damage already been done? Because, you know, people generally stick with what they've already got. So the damage might already be done.
Robert,
they're buying up studios left, right and centre Xbox One. They know they've got a problem. So it's just what these studios do for them now.
I've got a question for you, Rob. Regarding this new Xbox Series X or whatever it's called, are they going to make it so you can play Xbox Original, 360, Xbox One, all that on it?
Well, they've already spoke about backwards compatibility and the fact it will have it because they've stopped working on making more titles backwards compatible for the Xbox One. The people that were working on making titles backwards compatible for that, but basically stopped working on that and started working on the Xbox One stuff. So yes, they will. It's just how much and how far back will they go? Because you've got to remember, if you make a game you want to make a game that's backwards compatible that isn't already, you then have to make sure that you still own or can get the licensing for it to make it work. That's why not every game is just on backwards compatible on the one. Because you need a license for it and they might have expired. But I would love it. But then again, the PlayStation's claiming they're doing it, but they haven't confirmed how far back and what it will play. But for me, both consoles, they want to win the war or get more sales. They just need to go as back as far as they can. It'd be awesome just to put a disc in and have it work, you know.
Your Xbox, aren't you? Pete asked a question and it worked quite a while back. Was it 12:30?
Do you want me to answer this?
We're a bit late. Go for this one.
Right, we're just here. We don't know what any of them are. Point and clicks, probably got to be Broken Sword. Great game.
Yeah, I like Broken Sword. It's good.
Vertical shooter. Probably got the 1940 series, whatever you want to call it. 42, 43, 44, 45. Great shooters. And sports game, my God. Is there any good sports games?
I can answer that.
Extreme sport games. Good extreme.
I can answer the sports games quite simply. Virtua series. Virtua Striker, Virtua Tennis. I hate tennis games except for Virtua Tennis. I can play that all day long.
Sampras Tennis, it was like Sampras Tennis, that was pretty good. And then Mega Drive.
Top Spin's the best tennis game. I love that. Especially 2, Top Spin 2. Brilliant. Point and click. Does Age of Empires 2? Is that point and click?
Age of Empires, that's a great game.
Yeah.
It's like a strategy game, isn't it?
Hours now. Or what about Roller Coaster Tycoon? That's great.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, strategy games are very point and click, aren't they? So I guess.
Yeah.
I think what Pete means is like your Broken Sword, your Discworld, those kind of games. They are technical.
Because I class Command & Conquer as a strategy game, but technically you point and click on it.
Well, no, it's a real-time strategy, isn't it? It's an RTS, as they call it. Age of Empires, that kind of thing. Like, Total War, and
Yeah, I put them as strategy.
Yeah, strategy games.
I don't even know which way it's vertical. Is vertical going up? No, that's horizontal.
Vertical.
Yeah, vertical. Yeah, vertical.
Yeah,
Vertical drops. It's going. Space Invaders. The only one I know. I don't know any. They're all horizontal. That I know.
Dodon Patchy is vertical.
I could chuck another one in actually. That was on the Mega Drive. Great vertical shooter.
Sports game. My favourite sports game. NBA.
I'm gonna just like it or I don't.
Leon, but FIFA Frisbee 4 is good sport game.
That NBA Street, FIFA Street were pretty cool. But NBA Street were fantastic. I love that game. I played NBA Street 2 on Xbox and I loved it. That's my favourite sports game.
Does Rocket League count as a sports game? Because that's brilliant. That
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Let me see if I've missed anything.
Yeah.
Do extreme sports account like skateboarding?
I think we're stressing things that Pete out a bit.
the graphics on the N64 are shocking, especially if you put it onto a HD TV. It's terrible.
What game's that?
Yeah, but I don't think any of those.
Monkey
I
Island,
don't think any of that generation has aged well. You know, I think the Saturn has actually aged the best out of those three, and
Yeah,
that's more because of the 2D stuff. You know, some of the games do still look quite nice. You know, like Tekken 3, Virtua Fighter 2, they still look quite crisp and clean. But the problem with the N64 is it can't input RGB natively, so it's a very muddy picture. And obviously, the way it inputs its graphics is a very kind of murky image anyway. But you've got to look at it from the time and from the perspective that it was launched. And at the time, it offered the best graphics out of the systems. You know, it's easy to criticize things now, but it needs to be done in the perspective of the generation that it come out in.
No,
Yeah.
I think it went backwards.
I think it's
like things like the
3D.
Mega Drive. I think the Mega Drive graphics are much better than what the N64 put out.
But
In what respect? In what respect, though?
I don't think the 3D aspect worked properly on the N64. Same
So you think the Mega Drive's got better 3D than the N64?
No, they didn't do the 3D.
Stats don't lie, Dylan.
They skipped the 3D bit.
Right, the horse is going to the toilet. It's allowed to do that, isn't it?
What's
I
that?
think
I'm going to the toilet. Talk
I think
amongst
they rushed with the N64. I think they rushed the 3D aspect of it too much. I don't think the technology was there quite enough for it at the moment, like when it come out.
Well, the 3D was developed with Lockheed Martin, who had developed the Model 2 arcade board, and they were originally in partnership with Sega. I think Sega said no at the end, and they went to Nintendo. But I think the N64 offers a very solid looking polygon. Like it's much more, you know, there's less like kind of dithering and warping that you get on PlayStation and Saturn games. But in terms of textures, it's not as strong. You know, you don't get as but as like a plain image, you know, it looks quite nice.
You know, if you compare it to things like Tomb Raider, where you look at the graphics on the first one of that, the N64 probably is better. But then,
yeah, I mean, it's more solid. But
I think like the first like few games they brought out on the PlayStation wasn't good, like graphics wise. You look at like Wipeout and stuff like that. It's hard to play them compared to like today. But obviously back then they was good for the time. But they have. Then you go to like the later stuff, and the later stuff they've improved it and worked on it, and obviously it's come out good. It's just the first few games they worked on.
Fucking hell, Kieran, you didn't wash your hands, did you? That was quick.
I'm sure I've got a bladder problem, you know. I
think in the same respect, the only reason the Saturn is now thought of as this mystical console was because of the graphics that it can produce and the 2D. You know, the style. And everyone pleasures themselves over, you know, the sprites and this, that, and the other. But it was like, well, no one wanted that at the time. Everyone wanted, you know, 3D because that was the new, and that's understandable.
Maybe that's just me. I prefer 2D games. So, even on the PS4, I've got a lot of 2D games.
I take it you're assuming platformers when you're talking 2D.
Yeah, 2D platform games. It's amazing.
See, Danny knows it's this, isn't it? No, I can't. I'm only 28, but I can't. I honestly struggle to get through a night without waking up and having to go to the loo. It's not good, is it? I think I drink too much like tea. I probably have about 5 cups of tea a day, really, on average. I don't know if that's good or bad or what, but I don't know, it can't be good, can it?
No more coffees in the day than that. There's nothing.
Is it not bad that?
No, I do drink an extensive amount of coffee.
Is
Still
coffee
coffee.
worse than tea?
Probably.
Hence from asleep.
Yeah.
Did you win, Scott?
Yeah, I completed it. I've just changed the game anyway.
What you gone for this time?
So we've got the Tana Twinbee Yahoo Deluxe Pack.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Pop and
Oh, it's
Twinbee,
a
basically.
Japanese one. Look at that. Nice artwork.
Yeah, Pop and Twinbee. This was a recent purchase from Kevin Wolford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he got rid of all of his physical games. I was
Yeah, he's
glad
got
to
them all-
snap them up.
Got them all emulated. I'm waiting for him to get rid of his NES collection. So I can snag a few of them.
How
Yeah,
many
he's
you got
got.
to go?
I don't think he will be.
I don't think he'll get rid of them.
No, he won't. You said he won't to me.
I don't know if Tina Lady is a drink or a medicine or what, but I've not tried it.
They're nappies basically.
Oh, are they? I'll have to give him a go.
How many more you got to go, Al, on the old NES?
6, I think.
6. Are they all big hitters?
Nah, they're all rubbish titles. I say they're not rubbish titles. They're cheap titles. I still need.
Go on,
I
then,
still
give
need
us the
Zelda.
list.
I still need the original Legend of Zelda.
Fucking hell.
I still need the Lion King.
Nappies for grannies.
The Lion King on that gate on there is so bad.
Yeah. I need Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I think
Then
Aladdin's
need
awful as well.
Three of the Codemaster games. I need
Played at Kev's, it was well bad.
Cosmic Head, Super Adventure Quest, and Ultimate Stuntman.
Such a bad port.
And I ain't paying 45 quid on eBay for them when they're worth about a tenner.
Doing well then. 6 out of all those.
I was literally trying to do the whole NES set without paying more than £100 for a game, but
Are you going for like the dodgy, like the ones that weren't proper release, like the ones that are like in black cartridges? You going for those as well?
yeah, I've got a few of them. These ones.
I've only got one of those. I've got the Dizzy one, and I got signed by the twin. Yeah, I've got that one.
Talk
Yeah,
about Dizzy, there he is.
yeah, that's one I've got. I've got it signed by the twins.
Disney.
I'm hearing a lot of people talk about that.
Disney.
Mine's
I think Dana said on one of his streams that it was actually going to be rarer for those
Yeah.
twins not to sign a copy of Disney.
I'm here, Leon.
I better
Hello,
sign everything.
Leon.
Mate.
Yeah, they literally do.
I got a sign for why not?
Yeah,
They were there at Blackpool, and I thought, fuck it.
I think every retro event they're there. I can't remember what they're called.
They made some.
Yeah, I'm still live. I'm still live. I'm still here. I just don't like going over other people's chat, you know, when I'm chatting. So
Yeah,
Well,
Pipe up, yes. Don't worry about it.
yeah, just chat. If you're talking, Gez, we'll stop. So
you know anything you want to say, man? Just squeeze it out.
there's a question now by Retro Boothy. So if you want, Gez, you can go first. Modern consoles, what would you choose to go for a full set for?
full set.
I don't think I'll ever go for a full set. Anything really, but
See
No,
how
When you
no,
say modern,
Physical.
do you mean current generation or just
modern
modern?
generation.
Nice cat.
Oh, claw you up.
Yeah.
If we were going
There
to say,
rubber belly, should I say?
I think Sega Zombie Scott said Switch.
What's the name out?
Too expensive.
Yeah,
Luna.
But I know the Xbox One is too reliant on Xbox Live, isn't it, for the updates? And if you were to get a game, you need to install it. You need to be connected to Xbox Live to install it, do you?
It's not Xbox Live, but you need an internet connection to install it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, no, you don't. No, it depends on the game. Depends on the game. We'll install from the disc. That's what the disc is for.
So even in years to come down the line, 10 years from now, we whip our old retro Xbox One out of the attic. We plug it in. Will we be able to put a game on, install it, and play it, or will it be?
Depends how many updates it had.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's
If we
still
reset our Xbox, we bought an Xbox from a car boot, and it were like there were no updates on it. is it going to work properly? That's one thing that puts me off it, and I think why I don't really bother with it much anymore, and that's why I got a PC is because
Yeah.
your PS1,
In all due respect, I wouldn't actually collect for any modern generation console anyway. I know it's to answer the question honestly, but I'd have to collect for the Xbox One because I don't have a PS4 or Switch. That's why I said, does it just have to be the current generation? Because I collect the 360 and I still consider that modern. That's it's not retro, nowhere near it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's definitely not retro, is it?
But current generation, I wouldn't collect for any. I keep any Xbox One game I get, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm probably with you on that, to be honest.
I haven't got a collection really. All I've got is a few PS4 games and I download them. I do I'll buy on the digital and that.
All right.
Most of my
Yeah,
games.
it's all going digital now as well. Like people getting the Xbox S, whatever it is, and downloading.
Yeah, they've wanted to go digital for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, they were going to do it. Everyone moaned
Yeah,
about
I'm still alive. I'm still here.
Yeah, he's still there.
I'll go in.
He's breathing.
I'm breathing.
Baby games. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm all good, Leon. Thank you. I'm just a bit shy sometimes.
It seems to have gone well, though, Kieran, for you, man. For your first stream.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Blue spines.
Blue spine.
Blue spines. SEGA Zombie.
Told you to jump on it and see what happens, and it's going great.
I'd rather be over there, like where Alice or Scott or whatever, and just let you guys have to do this stuff. I think its camera just froze on actually. So.
I might jump off in a minute anyway. I'll come on for a bit.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, it's good that it's.
What did you
Pete's got an awesome question. Got to be Gez that, ain't
it? Yeah. Gez. Like that.
He's got the biggest. Oh man!
I mean, if we had to,
it's got to be the Gezmeister.
If we had to relate it to what Gez probably have an Xbox One, whereas I might have a PS2 Slim. Cupid's got a Wii U. Best retro game fan in the world. I had a video, didn't I? I talk about it quite often actually, but I went to Car Boot once. I lived in Salisbury. I went to Car Boot. Scott's back. I went to Car Boot and I kept going out, and more often than not, I just found crappy PS1 games, all like rubbish condition, broken cases, scratches everywhere. And one day I went. And I got a box Game Boy Color. I got like 6 box Game Boy Color games and about 21 PS1 games all boxed. And I got that for like £6, £7 or something. So I was well chuffed with it. I think I made about £100 off that. Some of it went away. Oh, I had an original Game Boy as well. Nintendo Game Boy. I got all sorts from it. That was
remember that video?
Yeah.
I know Kieran's best is definitely that Sega Saturn. Jesus Christ. I remember watching that. That was a while back as well, wasn't it?
Sega Saturn, that was pretty good. I've had loads of good ones, haven't I? It's hard to keep up.
It's all about the Saxaboom.
It's not really a game, is it? It's not a game.
I don't know if I should be streaming these Fortnite because I have freak bots on my streaming.
You're always going to get them. You're always going to get them.
Yeah, just don't let them. Don't let anyone on the stream by you who don't know join your game. It's going to take the piss out.
Calling me a bot.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Look at all the ones that joined my stream.
Well, did you have some? Oh, not early. You mean?
Trolls on mine. They love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's bad that I interact with them.
What, you interact with them, giving them what they want?
I chat to them. I'll tell them thanks for viewing my channel.
UK's next full set. Yeah, Tooty's got loads. How many full sets has Tooty got now? He's got some good sets in here.
He's got a lot, hasn't he? But he don't play them. He never plays them, does he? He don't actually.
He always says it's going to go on the shelf, never to be played. That's
Yeah.
what he always says.
It's like the saddest story ever.
He's going for
this
NES
game.
confirmed.
It's going to go on the shelf.
NES full set confirmed.
How reliable
He's awesome.
Yeah. Missed out, Scott, on a really.
His drunk episode was well funny.
You found out the other day, didn't you, Pete?
Yeah.
Straight out his bum.
They're gone. Not left.
God, I remember you had a video out.
His Jaffa Cake collection. That was awesome.
Pyramid.
They slowly disappeared.
You scuffed them all.
I need to find something else to sit in the background now.
Did you get some stuff? Didn't you do some like green ones at one point for Halloween?
Pete.
Tell you what, that weren't on a live stream, were it?
Don't know, it might have been.
But Pete and Scott live Jasmine.
It's not called Sega Sessions for no reason, is it, Pete?
What's the worst game you own in your collection? That's what's retro.
Oh, easy for me. Easy.
The worst game.
What's the worst game?
I have no idea. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Barbie.
When you go for these full sets, you need to pick up games like this.
Yeah, I know. You see my last pickups video? Anyone? Let's cheer.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Let's cheer the cheerleader game for the Kinect.
We're waiting for to do it on the live stream. For the,
I've got my Awesome Me 2 as well, and that's the most expensive game on the 360. Or standard release anyway. My Awesome Me 2.
In all seriousness, here's a question to you guys, right? So if you're a full set collector, do you not feel as though you're wasting your money buying games that are so do you not, I mean, like, I'm not shitting on anyone, but do you feel as though that money should be put towards something else that you would enjoy, you know, within a gaming sense, rather than buying just
I have a bit of a side reason for going for the full 360 set, and that is just because, you know, I'm an achievement hunter. I would love to have an achievement out of every single ever PAL physical release game on the 360. I mean, I'm even going to play Let's Cheer and My Horse and Me Too at some point, and at least pop one achievement. So it's just a little side reason. But I must admit, I look at the PlayStation 1 Platinum full set. I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy games, so if I buy them, I'm literally just popping them to sit on the shelf. I'm not going to play them. It kind of might be one of those sets that I get the full set of and then go, all right, I've done it. Which ones ain't I going to play? I might actually sell them now. It might happen. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think for me, I tell myself I'm going to go for a full set Dreamcast. That's like target, but it ain't. Like I've said before, if I come across Moho or one of these expensive Dreamcast games out in the wild, and I bought it for £1, I'm 100% taking it CEX, selling it, and then getting more Dreamcast games with it. Even if I got to the end of, I'm getting towards the full set, would I then, again, let's say I got more the last game I needed, I probably still, again, would sell it and get more games that I wanted, to be honest, if it weren't a game I was interested in playing. So I say I'm going for a full set as sort of a target, but, again, I think I've got about 40 Dreamcast games, so I'm not, I don't know, it's a very long target, but it ain't really a target I'm bothered about hitting. It's just something to aim for. The
thing is though, Kieran, I mean, like, the only system I come ever close to getting full set for was the Saturn, and I was probably about 80 away from a full PAL set. And it got to the point where, realistically, there was games like Mr. Bones, which is the £150 game, Street Fighter Collection, which is £250, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which is another £250. So if you had those 3 games, that's nearly £600.
Yeah, it's
now. Would it? I mean, who are you going to impress, apart from yourself or other people in the community, with a full set? And some of these games, you know, some of the more expensive Saturn games are kind of unique to the system. On other systems where you're paying silly money for a game which is, you know, designed for young kids or children or young girls, it's a complete waste of money. There's no feasible reason to do it other than that gap in your brain is ticked, because who else is going to look at that and think that's a sensible thing to do, or that's a logical thing to do, apart from yourself? So it's really only yourself that you're filling that gap in your brain. You are far, far better putting it towards games on whatever system that you're going to enjoy. You know, spend that 600 quid, buy a PC engine with however many shooters you want. Spend that 600 quid on, you know, a Vectrex, whatever you want. But do it so you're going to play it. Don't just do it so you've got things sitting on your shelf, gathering dust, taking up space, because it doesn't solve anything. It just, personally, I'm not getting philosophical here, but to me, it's just people filling stuff to fill gaps in certain sections, whether that be, you know, within, you know, I'm not going to start saying within their life or whatever, but if you go for one set and you're like, oh, what, I've done that, what's next? It's going to be another set, and then another set, and then another set.
That's,
It's
a good point. No, it's a good point. I like it. But the only thing I will say is that obviously that collecting itself is a hobby, and if you're collecting, you like a goal, and the goal is the full set. I always wonder, is the point of getting to the full set is like once it's done and it's finished, it's like, what do you do? If there's no other full set you want to go for, what do you do? What do you then do to fill the void of collecting?
Well, you don't, do you? That's why when I look at people like John Hancock and I look at people like The Last Gamer, we've got these full sets of, you know, these consoles that they're never going to play. You think to yourself, what is the point? Go on holiday with it, buy a flash card, pay off your mortgage, put it into an investment account, do something more tangible with it. You still got your hobby, but make that money work better for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, that's why I can never just. That's why I've got my full. Well, I've got my subset and my full set, and then beyond that, is literally I'm only ever going to buy what I'm going to play. But I have a reason behind getting my full set. But even when I get that full set and I pop an achievement on every game, then what do I do? Just like you say, do I just leave all out of the 1,200 and something games to the 360? Do I just leave them all sitting there, or do I just get rid of the ones that I don't play?
It has to be the ones that it has to be the ones that it has to be the ones that you're going to enjoy, though. You know, there's no.
I've never had a full set, but I've got a feeling that you'd get a full set, and then once it's there, it's like, yes, I've done it. You've done it then. So then from that point, it's like, well, I mean, I don't play that game. I'll never. I have games now on those shelves. I don't have many. Like, there's only 2 sets of shelves there, really. There's not many games. But I know I've got games there what I'll never, ever play. I know I won't, because I'll just never get around to playing them. But
they look good.
You've probably got, like, you've got a full Mega Drive set. How many games are on that shelf that you have not played just from that set alone?
Oh, loads.
Yeah.
Same here. I've got loads I've not played.
We're not touching on the fact that you've got all those games and you've got a multi-cart, and you'd rather use that to say fucking about, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm not having a poppy. I'm just saying that's it, though, isn't it? It's all about playing at the end of the day.
That multi-cart though has got a lot of like American and Japanese games on it, what I've never owned. So
yeah, I need one of those. Yeah. I really do.
But I think on the flip side, when you've got these emulation boxes and, you know, coin ops on your Xbox and your EverDrives, you lose that appreciation for the games that you own because there's too much of it. So it's a double-edged sword. Do you collect everything and then think, yeah, that's my game, that's my goal, or do you just download everything and go play? It's a balance. It's a balance between spending what money you can afford on realistically what games you're going to get the most enjoyment you're going to get for your bang, or for your buck rather, but then also having that enjoyment of owning that game.
Don't buy any of the big hitters then, because they're the ones that normally ain't very good.
Well, it depends. It depends if you're going to enjoy them. You know, if you think, a lot of the Mega Drive big hitters are quality games, like Mega Man, Castlevania, Pre-Protector, Turtles in Time. I'm just going, Mega Turricane.
Pirates of Darkwater, great game.
Yeah, they're all classic. They're all good games. So do they justify that price? Probably. But if you're going to enjoy it, that's fine. But if you're going to be paying 150 quid for Mr. Bones on Saturn, which is a shit game, or Moho on the Dreamcast, does that justify it?
To be fair, most of the games that I won't play on the Mega Drive are probably like £5 to £10 games. A lot of them are like sports games. There's a lot of like NBA, NHL.
There's so many filler sports games for every system.
I'm never going to play any of the Madden games, but I've got them all.
The only other thing I'd like to add about a 360 is that, and if you've got a 1 and a 360 and you buy a game for the 360 that's backwards compatible, you put it in your 1 and download it, that's it, you've got the game. Digitally, you don't then need the disc is basically a key to unlock it in the store. So you could even argue if it's a backwards compatible game, you only need it once, as long as you're going to keep your hard drive active on your Xbox One. It's just another, do you know what I mean? Is it about owning the physical game, or is it just being about ability to play it? That's what everyone's going to ask themselves. I love the physical. You can't be a big artwork.
You just got to weigh it up. For me, I like having a physical copy of something, and I see this as like a little miniature museum of games. Like I like going in when I play like an old game, like let's say a PS1 game. I like opening the case, putting the disc in the PS1 and playing it like that. I don't think I'd ever buy a £200 game, or I don't think I'd ever do that. Go for a full set and commit that much money to it. But even now, so I'll get paid, and then I'll think, right, let's go out, Marketplace, Gumtree, wherever, pick up what I can. The other stuff I'll then put on CX, get some stuff for credit, and I enjoy doing that. I don't really enjoy going on eBay or CX itself, buying specific games, and then buying. I like the hunt. I like the thrill of not knowing what you're going to get.
Yeah. And that in itself is a hobby, isn't it? That in itself is a hobby within a hobby.
Yeah, I really miss the booters.
Yeah. I think you just got to draw the line.
Charity shops.
If I know I found something on Marketplace and it's, let's say, even if it was a couple £100, a limited edition console or whatever, I'd get it, and then I think, right, that's a line drawn for me. That's my limit for this month. And depending what your financial situation is and whether you've got other stuff going on, or you might collect other bits and pieces. You might be doing your living room up at your garden, or you've just bought a new car. And it goes off that for me. Like, as long as you're only spending that expendable money on it, then
never spend what you can't afford.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people
you can't afford it, then don't.
As soon as I get my money, I put it into a separate bank account for all my bills, all my food. I make sure I've got enough like petrol money and stuff for the month, and then what I'm left with is what I spend.
I'm honestly glad there is no game on the 360 over value-wise worth more than 65 quid. It's literally the highest one is worth about 65 quid, and I've actually got it. Everything else is lower.
But you got that for a good deal as well, though, didn't you?
I actually only paid 42 quid for it when it was worth 55 a year ago. So
I got most of my Mega Drive games really good deal off this guy called David Jameson. I think he got his games from Mark Burton Culture.
Yeah. I'll just answer Booby's question that I saw on the screen quickly. I kind of do. I have a list of the ones I've got, and I have a list of all the ones that have been made. But I don't actually. So between the two, I kind of have a list of the ones that I need.
That was Steve who asked that.
I said Coopers.
Oh, he said Boothy.
Look.
Cooper.
I'm up to 67 at the moment, but there's a couple more on the way out of 163.
It's definitely a good focus. Something like that, that subset. It's definitely a good focus on getting a number of games which a full set is a big commitment, and if you don't feel you can commit to that, a subset is more achievable and different as well, and interesting to go for.
That's like the PS1, like the single cases. Getting a full set of them is ridiculous, but like most of the games, the good games, come out on the double cases.
Yeah,
So
that's
Normally
it.
on the black label, there's two variants. Not every game's just solely a double case. Some of the double cases come out on single as well, don't they?
Yeah, but like
I know some you need a double case for because there's 4 discs, like the Final Fantasy game.
The 4 disc ones are normally the better ones to go for.
Yeah, but that's it. It's like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider's a 1 disc game. I've got the single case for it. But if you then come across a double case, do you buy that? If you come across, I don't know if it has a platinum, but if it does, do you then get the platinum? Do you have 3 copies of that game? Or I think I've got like 4 copies of Halo Reach, but I keep them all because it's sort of something that I quite enjoy. I think Scotch Rose again and Keenan.
I'm just trying to look at some like Ridge Racer. Obviously got a single case release.
What's up?
Ridge Racer had single platinum, single black label, and double black label. So did Tekken 2, I think.
Tekken 2
Did Tekken 2 have a single black label?
I don't think it had a single one, did it?
I don't know. I've got both. Funny enough, there's one game I've got double black label and the platinum of.
It's like Tomb Raider. I'm sure there's a single one of Tomb Raider as well. I might be mistaken.
Tomb Raider is one of the 2 platinum games that got his spine writing in white, and I still haven't 100% found out the reason why.
What's the second one then?
So the second one that I know of is Driver 2. There might be a 3rd or 4th one, I don't know. But Tomb Raider 1 and Driver 2 have got the writing on the spine written in white. And I was talking to Danny the other day, and he come up with a good suggestion, and it might be because it went double platinum. So that's their little way of recognising it. I'm not entirely sure.
Might be, I don't know.
All right, I'm going to go off anyway. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Leave you guys to it.
Yeah.
Time anyway.
Good to see you. Stream's going well, man. And
Past 1, wow.
Yeah.
I'll leave you all.
It's only part 1.
I'll leave you all to it. The rest of the stream if you're still going.
How many viewers you had in tonight? What's your?
Just some good views actually. You have like 17 at one point or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. I'm sure they're all because Kieran will.
Night Cooper.
I don't know.
Yeah, in the group. For you.
But it's good. You've got 10 watches, which is pretty good. So for this time of night.
Yeah, for 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, for 1 o'clock in the morning, it's really good.
Definitely 1 o'clock in the morning. That's really good.
Yeah, as long as everyone's enjoying it, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
This is still early, ain't it, Rob?
Yeah, we're just
This is still early.
Yeah, I'm going to bed at 5 in the morning at the moment during this lockdown. My sleep pattern's fucked.
Yeah, especially with this lockdown thing. It's crazy.
Anyway,
I'm going to jump off and leave you guys to it. Enjoy the rest of the stream if you're still going for it.
Yeah, cheers. Mate.
See you later, man. See ya. Yeah, going through. Obviously, Pete's just gone, but Scott, SEGA Zombie, whether he's still in. Oh, there we go.
It's going to be away for a couple of minutes. Essential break.
I think like also going back to like the full sets, it all depends on how many games are in that set.
Yeah, Dreamcast is incredibly. It's probably one of the easiest full sets to go for.
We use the easiest, don't it? If you're going for a full set, we use the one to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's about 160 games or something ridiculous.
There's I think is it Game Hammer that is wanting to buy the full PS2 set. But there's
big.
Yeah, it's like 2,800 games.
That's it. Again, where do you draw the line? So, like,
well, you think just what's the point? I mean, from a financial and a storage kind of point of view, it's but if people want to do it, people want to do it.
Yeah.
I think something like that is ridiculous, but like if you're going for something like the Dreamcast is an easy one to go for.
Yeah.
Like 240 games. The NES, like if you go for the UK only ones, I think there's about 250 on there. But then if you start going for like the PlayStation, there's so many bad games for it. There's no point going for it. It's like I know Boothy in the chat is going for the Phoenix games. I believe he wants a full set of PS1 Phoenix games, and they're like
They're terrible.
£200-300 for like Cindy World and things like that.
Yeah, and they are literally like Flash games.
Yeah.
You know, they're awful. There's no. I mean, if you think there's no reason to purchase that, you know, it's just.
I think the best thing about it. Go on, Al. Go on, Al.
I think if you're going to go for like a full set, I don't know about Dreamcast, but I know like the NES. I don't think there's a bad game on the NES. I don't think they've released a bad game on it from all the ones I've played.
Really?
In the test to make sure they
not
work.
a bad game. It's a bold statement. Isn't there like some Uncle Fester game on the NES, which is supposed to be one of the worst games ever made?
Yeah, but it's still playable. That's the thing. It's still playable.
They did set.
Playable,
I think
not
there's bad games on everything, though, ain't there?
Yeah.
I think that game got more bad hype than it actually deserves. I don't think the game is that bad. It's just really hard.
The thing is, no matter what your collection is, the games are generally more likely to go up in value as opposed to down. Especially if you've got a full set in something, you're sitting on some expensive games. The likelihood of the value of those games dropping isn't, and until people get bored or fed up of this hobby. But it just seems to more and more people are getting into it than coming out of it. So you can't see it.
Does a Virtual Boy come down as an affordable system? Not many games for that.
You'd have to ask Pete. Is he still around? I know he done a Vectrex video, not a Virtual Boy.
Vectrex is small.
Vectrex.
But
Yeah.
Sorry, Kieran.
I know there's a lot of games in the 360
Right.
collection. Just going back to the price point of the most expensive one again. I've seen a couple of cases of people having it. But I'd love to get into the Japanese market, the 360 as well, because there's some fantastic shooters on it.
Oh yeah, all the ones Dylan shows. Brilliant.
Yeah, that seems to be the most desirable, doesn't it, on 360?
I need to know where to get a decent one from.
A lot of them games as well, but he was telling me you can actually play on the PAL system.
Some of them you can, yeah.
He buys them all online, doesn't he? And he gets them shipped over from Japan, but it still works out cheaper to get them from Japan.
He gets a lot.
I need to know where to get the system from.
Yeah.
I think he goes over to Japan quite a lot as well.
I think he was meant to be going this year, but don't look like it's happening now.
No, he was meant to be going Canada.
Oh, right. Okay.
He was meant to be going Canada like 2 months' time or something. I don't know if he's still going or not.
I think the Wii U is going to be quite desirable.
Yeah,
I think everyone
I
seems
really
to.
want to go for a full set on the Wii U, why it's still cheap.
The thing, that's the thing with the Wii U. It's not had a long lifespan. It's been sort of outcasted. You know, the Switch has come along. No one really wants a Wii U. It's cheap now, but as time goes on, it will get more expensive because no one has any of it.
This isn't my knowledge. Eddie told me this. Apparently, they're planning to make a Just Dance game, Just Dance 2020 for the Wii. Now, they're still considering or are making a game for the Wii, which is obviously already outlived the lifespan of the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's mental when you think about it. Still making games for a system before it.
Yeah.
So there's a. Have you heard of Josh Prod?
No, I've got to be honest.
Okay, so Josh Prod is a independent gaming development company, and they're launching a Wii U game.
All right.
And it's the last Wii U game ever to come out because Nintendo have effectively stopped printing the Wii U discs now. So that's it. No more. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's. I think that's going to be the last Wii U title by Josh Prod.
I didn't even know they were still making a Wii U.
I thought they'd come to an end completely.
I'll tell you what is surprising. If you try and find a brand new Wii U, like a mint in box, unopened, you'd be paying about 700, 800 quid now.
Yeah, because there weren't many of them made. And a lot of the ones that were sold, people obviously used.
Yeah, but people are buying them now, like for collectors, because I think people know it's Nintendo's worst selling console. It's got a lot of good quality games on it, and they know it's going to go up.
Even like an unboxed we use like 90 quid, I think, in CEX.
Yeah, it's still expensive. I mean, I've held off getting a Switch because I've pretty much got all the Nintendo first party Wii U stuff. So there's not really any point in me getting a Switch because it's all Wii U stuff that's getting published on it anyway.
Yeah, I've got a Switch. I think I've got about 10 games for it.
Yeah, I'm same. I've got a Switch, but I very rarely use it. I think it's a brilliant system, but probably the same. It is just mainly ports that I've been playing.
Yeah, it's either like a retro system, which has got a shitload of compilations on it, or it's kind of like watered down 360, PS4 stuff, or Wii U ports.
That's what I was going to say.
There's not really there's nothing on there that's kind of stands on its own regard.
Most of the games you can get on the PS4 for half the price. So I'd rather get them on there.
Or Wii U.
Commodore 64. Never played it, never had one.
Nah.
Again,
One of my mates had one.
Yeah, I had a mate back when I was back in
I had one.
junior school. I had a mate who had one. I used to go around all the time and play it because I never had a console at home.
Well, I guess that he had one.
Yeah.
One of my mum back in the day, like freaking years ago. But yeah, it always bypassed me. Same with the Amigas, never had any of them. Had a few mates that had them, but I was always a Sega kid, so coming to households that had Commodores and Amigas, it was all foreign to me. I thought with putting these little floppy disks in and then type in whatever on the keyboard to get it boot up, it was just didn't understand it.
See, when I look at
never would let me.
I look at old consoles and stuff like that, and I just think that they're really old and poor. But it was sort of not until this again. I know I weren't born, but it went until like the Sega Mega Drive and the SNES that it were like consoles are a must-have. You need them. You need them in your house type thing. Whereas anything before that just seems a bit too dated to me personally. It just feels.
The thing is, though, a goldfish only knows its bowl.
You
know, you only know what you know at that time.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
That's it. I think if I had a NES and let's say I had 30 games for it, I don't think I'd enjoy. You know, there might be 2 or 3 that I actually enjoy. I just wouldn't. It's before anything that I knew, so it'd be too old and too.
No, I reckon you'd like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I find a lot of the same with 16-bit stuff that I haven't got nostalgia for, and 8-bit stuff. It doesn't hold my attention for long these days. That's the issue that I find with like older stuff. You know, the playability is definitely there, but that initial kind of bite doesn't snag me, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's good. It's good that everyone's different, you know, especially ages as well. Everyone's brought up with different stuff, and it's good to see different opinions, you know, based on age or what people liked. And you know, you get some people who are so Nintendo and hate Sega. People like me who feel like both are just as good as each other, and then other people who, again, love Sega and hate Nintendo. So.
My lad's 7 and he loves the retro stuff. You know, it's so easy to pick up and play, and it's enjoyable to play it with him as well.
Yeah,
I like.
My lad's the same, but with PS1, sort of that 3D generated things are scarier. They're a bit more the graphics, because you know, like Resident Evil, it's all a drawing, isn't it? It's all what's the word? You're a moving character, but the scene that you're in, the background that you're in is still, isn't it? It's just an image.
Scalar.
Yeah, and it just looks so gory and so eerie, and like even the new Resident Evil 2, the new one is fantastic, but that scene of horror and what frightens you. For me, playing those games as a kid, it's like that is freaky. You know, you go on that bus at the very start of Resi 2, and there's bodies sat in the seats, blood everywhere. It's like really freaky. But when Oscar, you know, he'll watch me or he'll play it with me, and I sort of look at him to see his reaction and stuff. Like today, I was playing Tomb Raider, and you get to that part where the T-Rex comes out. I mean, the graphics are awful, but it's just a hell of a lot scarier because of the graphics, you know, because it ain't what they used to. They see that come out and they're like, Jesus Christ, but I don't know.
Yeah, you have to use your imagination with a lot of the older stuff. You know, it was left to you. You know, but again, as we keep saying, it's looking through that you have to look at it through the time that it come out in.
Yeah, it's always going to go down to perspective, isn't it? Always.
Yeah. So what's the question there? What's your favourite mini console?
Yeah, I've not played any of them.
I think
I don't own any, but I would be totally all over the Mega Drive one if I could. Be all over that.
Yeah,
I think the Mega Drive looks better because you can get the Tower of Power add-on to make it look nice.
So
I think it's got the best lineup on it, or the lineup that appeals to me the most. To be honest with you,
I've got the NES and the SNES. I haven't got the PlayStation or the Mega Drive.
Yeah, the PlayStation one is not very good.
Yeah, that's why I won't buy it.
I was going to say there's poor choices there.
I was hoping to find it at Car Boot for like $5 or something, but
yeah, I mean, if you can get it for 20, 30 quid, it's worth it.
Yeah.
You missed the chance on Amazon then. They were pumping a load of them out for $5 each, weren't they?
Were they?
On one Black Friday, I think. I think you had to sign up to Amazon Prime, then you could have bought one for like a $5. People were buying them left, right, and centre. Rather than watching my favourite mini console, what about one you'd like to see next?
Yeah, that's Scott's question coming up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. What mini console would you love to see? Sorry, Scott.
I think the best mini console is the Mega Drive one. I think there's a lot of attention to detail in that. Even things like the SEGA is imprinted on the controller USB sticks that you plug into it. You know, and like you say with the Mega CD, the 32X, there's a lot of love. You know, getting Yuzo Koshiro to do the soundtrack to it.
It's all the details that even if you take it apart and it shows like the interior and all that, and even the little card to sit on top of Sonic 2 and stuff. Yeah,
and one thing I will say as well, the games on it have been tailored to the best experience by M2. Now, if you don't know who M2 are a Japanese development company that specialise in sort of emulation and retro refreshes, and they've tailored those games to the Mega Drive Mini hardware. So when I see people sticking, you know, thousands of games on it with emulators for the SNES and the Jaguar and the Neo Geo, whatever, it defies the point of having that. You might as well just get a Retro Pi. Those games that are on the Mega Drive Mini have been tailored for that system. If you stick a load of random ROMs on it, you're butchering it. So, you know, it completely defies the point of the Mega Drive Mini. You might as well just get a Retro Pi and do that. The SNES one is very good as well. Great selection of games on that. Obviously, you got the PC Engine one coming out soon as well, haven't you?
That's out now, I think, isn't it? Or has it been delayed, I think?
I think it's delayed, but I think it's out in Japan.
Yeah, you can get a Japanese one because I think Dylan's got the Japanese one.
Yeah. To me, there's not enough variety on the PC Engine to justify getting it. You know, I don't like shooters and stuff.
I looked at the list of games they've put on. I think like 60% of them were shooters.
Yeah, it don't interest me. I don't like shooters in the slightest, so it would be a novelty for me.
See, I'm always off-putting by mini consoles because I've got a PS1 emulator on my PC and I've got 100 games, but I just don't get that same experience as in on an actual PS1. So I don't know if that would differ with the slim console. But as one that I'd like to come out, obviously we've hit PS1, so I get what have you got? We've not had a Sega Saturn, we've not had an N64. but I don't think we need those. But I would like to see a Sega Dreamcast one. Again, I know it's biased because I love it, but just to see what they do with a controller, with the VMU. If they upgraded that VMU to like an LCD, proper screen, even a touch screen, I don't know. They could. There's a lot of possibilities.
Bumping the price up though, ain't you? Significantly if you start doing all that. You
Yeah.
think these things are 50, 60 quid. You start asking for LCDs, it's going to be hundreds.
Yeah.
I think it all depends as well what games they're going to put on it. Because if you're going to go for the Dreamcast and you're going to load it with all the arcade games, everyone's going to want it. But if you're going to go for the Dreamcast and put was it Chibi Robot and things like that on it?
Yeah.
It all depends on the games.
Well, the Linux has already been proved it's import by the PS1 one, so.
Yeah.
But you see, I mean, I'm with you. I'd love to see a Dreamcast one, but from a current consumer point, by the fact that I don't own one yet, I would prefer to see a Saturn right now, just because I don't own a Saturn.
Yeah.
But from a novelty point, Dreamcast would probably be number one choice, because like you, I love it.
See, for me, I'd like to see a Saturn, and I'd like to see a Dreamcast. Dreamcast library in the UK, or PAL, would be strong enough to stand on its own 2 feet. The Saturn PAL library, I don't think would be. So I think it'd be difficult to get. It's difficult to try and get those Japanese games into a PAL system and then call it the Saturn Mini, if you know what I mean. If they weren't launched over here. But I don't know. I know emulation's a big thing with the Saturn, isn't it? It's very difficult to emulate, apparently. You can do it on PCs, but to get it running on like a little chipset would be quite tricky, I think. But
the Saturn was so hard to develop for anyway. Was it? Was it just? Was it on really weird? Did it have a really weird operating system?
I mean, there's loads of videos on it, but yeah, it was kind of like as powerful as the PS1, but to get the same results was much easier on the PlayStation. And I think Sony were more supportive to devs back in the day as well. But there's obviously numerous things that killed the Saturn, rather than just the actual hardware.
Are they working on a Neo Geo Mini? Because I've heard
there is a Neo Geo Mini, ain't there? There's a Neo Geo Mini. Yeah, it's like a little arcade machine, ain't it?
Yeah, I have to get one of them because the games are just really expensive to buy.
Yeah, I think the emulation's meant to be alright on it. The main gripe on it is the controller. Yeah, it actually looks like a little arcade machine. And trying to play it on the panel that you get is next to impossible.
That's like with the coin ops. Obviously, it's built into the Xbox. I can't stand the Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
But I've seen you can mod it and you can use PS3 controllers.
Still not ideal, is it?
It's not ideal, no, but it's better than an Xbox one.
Yeah. See, I've got an original Xbox with what do you call it? I can't remember the software running it, but it's got all the emulation stuff on it. And the Xbox controller does kill the enjoyment to a degree.
So the original. Go on, Rob, pipe up.
What's that?
We're slagging off the original Xbox controller. What do you think of it?
Which one did you?
I've already said, mate. I've never had any love for the original Xbox. I never have. I come in at the 360 because I love the 360, and yeah.
Mine's still covered in dust. This thing here. Look how much dust is on it. That's how
I love the original Xbox.
That's a good controller, that one though. The Duke is not, but that is a good controller.
Yeah, I think the Duke's really bad. That one's okay, but yeah, the 360 controller is phenomenal.
I don't know if it's just because I've had PlayStation all my life. I can't get on with the offset analog sticks.
Well, you see, I've had both, and when I had a PlayStation 1, I always found the PlayStation 1 controller uncomfortable to hold. After an hour's worth of gaming, it like dug into my hands, you know. But when I held a 360 controller, it just fit, and you know, it just fit. And then the Xbox One controller came along and just made it even better, even more rounded, even more comfortable to hold.
Yeah, so
the offset joystick for me, I think, did the perfect
play. Would you like that, or like? I find them too far in on the PlayStation 4 controller.
I love the PlayStation 4 controller. I think it's brilliant. I don't like the look of the new PS5 one they brought out though.
If you use the analog stick more, why is it further in than the D-pad? That's what I don't get.
I think it's the angle of the handles themselves.
Because I hold it like that.
Yeah, the handles are angled differently. So when you hold one controller, your thumbs naturally go to that space. But then, the same hand, on the other hand, when you go to a PlayStation controller, again, the way the handles are, your thumbs are in the right place. But to me, an Xbox One is a bit more natural.
I think the Xbox
Everyone's
controller
different.
is very much the most natural fit controllers, like in terms of the analog setup.
Everyone's different in the way they hold it, the way, everyone's hands are a different shape and all that sort of stuff. But when I hold an Xbox One or 360 controller, everything is just so natural. Literally just falls into place. But I kind of have to adjust for a PlayStation, certainly the 3 controller.
I've never played on an Xbox One, so I don't know what the controller's like.
Just me.
I think it's horses for courses, ain't it?
That's what I mean. Everyone's different. Everyone's hands are different. Everyone's style's different.
Yeah, if you've been brought up and you've been brought up on Xbox, then you're used to the offset. If you've been brought up on PlayStation, you're used to
but Al, you didn't listen to me earlier. I said I had PlayStation 1 first and found it uncomfortable to hold, and then I got the 360, and it just fit.
Yeah, but the PlayStation 1 controllers are like really thin. Whereas now they've made them a bit fatter and more.
But I've got a PS3, mate, and it's still the same. It still feels the same to me.
Oh yeah,
It's still the same. It's the same controller, though, ain't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
PS4
they look
controller.
all the same. Yeah.
PS4,
Of course, PS1 did have an analog one eventually. That was the best thing they ever did.
Jumping from
Look at the size
Xbox
difference, Rob.
or any controller to a mouse and keyboard.
Still sound the same out.
Hmm?
Still sound the same. Even if it's spinner.
Like, fight. But
No, it's
I'm out-
spinner. I don't care. Oh,
Oh, he's gone.
Ooh,
who's taking over?
the horse is gone.
It's
I don't. So
Yeah, I
it
think
don't
you
matter.
mean
I mean,
PlayStation
that
one.
is still the best. That's one of the best controllers ever made. That one.
Yeah,
The 2D.
that's
never
cool.
played it.
Yeah, the D-pad on that
Yeah,
is
that's
untouchable.
cool, man.
The D-pad on that is untouchable.
Far away. You just cannot beat it in any respect.
I don't think, especially playing shooting games like Fortnite, you cannot beat a mouse and keyboard. That movement and that accuracy you've got from moving your wrist as opposed to your thumb.
It's always
It's
been
just-
like that from since Quake days, ain't
Yeah,
it?
I'm
Really?
not used to that.
Yeah, it's just
Playing
it doesn't
with
work
that
on all
keyboard.
games. If like Halo on PC doesn't play as good with. I play Halo with a controller, like an Xbox controller, but if I play
It's
any
more
other
slow
game,
paced, though, ain't it?
yeah, I guess that's probably why. But
Mm.
Fortnite and stuff, if I play that with a controller, I can't hit anything. But with a mouse, from far away, it's just so much easier to control. And obviously, you've got with one hand, you can hit so many buttons on a keypad that, again, it's just a lot easier. But I think they are going that way, aren't they?
Someone's asked a question about a mini Jaguar, and would we buy it?
I never played
No.
a Jaguar. I never owned one, so it'd be interesting to try.
I don't think there'd be any market for it. I don't think anyone would buy it.
Because the Jaguar
Yeah.
was more popular after its lifespan than actually during it. I don't know. I'm just asking.
I'd buy it and it would
Nah.
just sit in the box, not be played.
I'd buy it for the sake of buying it, but I don't think anyone else would buy it. I think the PC Engine has got a really hard sell, to a casual market, and for something like the Jag, next to non-existent. It'd be a curiosity for hardcore gamers, but no one else, I think.
The only reason I've got my 2 minis, I've obviously got the NES and the SNES. The only reason I've got them is because a bloke was selling them to me at work for 60 quid for the pair. Near enough brand new in box. Still got all like the wrappers and stuff on it. I think he played
But
them about
they're
3
good, though.
times.
They're good
They've not been
though.
out of the box since I've had them.
Thing is, though, I mean, at work, I've got my Mega Drive Mini set up because it plugs straight into the monitors at work, and for me, I'm bored, I can just whack it in and play it. It's nice and easy, convenient.
I think that's probably the best selling point for it, innit? It can just plug into a modern TV and you can play some old games and have a bit of fun.
Yeah,
To be
that's
fair,
what it's there for, ain't it?
I might take him into work tomorrow because I was telling my supervisor I've got them, and he used to game him like 20 years ago. And he said he had like a NES and a SNES when he was growing up, but he ain't played them for years. And I said, I've got the minis. He's like, bring them in. I keep forgetting to take him, so I might take him in tomorrow and let him have a play.
Yeah. We had an Xbox in work once playing Call of Duty Warzone on work's internet. It was pretty good. But yeah, I think the mini consoles would be brilliant for that. They'd work well. Just go
I
straight
think
into
they keep retro gaming alive though, don't they? And they keep that in people's minds, so it's a good thing. You know, it's not.
It's good. It's good for like people not like us who ain't collectors, who had one 20, 30 years ago and think,
And that's 95% of the market, though, ain't it? That's 95% of the market.
That's it.
Because everyone's played Street Fighter, everyone's played Sonic, everyone's played Mario. You know, and that's what people want to do.
There's a question here from David. Do you reckon Stadia or Stardew? I don't know how, or other cloud game platform might offer emulation on console games. I've never really used any of those, to be honest. So
all I know is Stadia's already been out how long, and it's kind of bombed, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's a different attitude. I think it's going to be. I think if people are happy not to have that physical game, and I think when the public start viewing games as disposable, like we view Netflix, that's when that is going to kick on. I think Stadia is still probably a little bit early. You know, in terms of the tech, but I think it probably will get to a point where, you know, the next generation of consoles are going to be diskless, or, you know, I don't know. It's difficult, ain't it? Because, you know, you think the technology is already here for, you know, diskless based systems, but people still have that. I don't know. Maybe it's because the price that people pay for a game, £50, they want that option to trade it in. You know, I think that's what's keeping it alive.
Have they confirmed at the moment though that Xbox One Series X, whatever it is, and PS5 are actually going to have physical discs?
Yeah, they will do.
Confirmed it.
Got a disc drive.
It's got a disc drive on it.
Yeah, I know it's got a disc drive on it because that's for the backwards compatibility bit. But are they actually confirmed that they're making physical games for it?
Yeah,
they haven't confirmed backwards compatibility yet. So why is the disc drive there?
No.
Well, they've confirmed it both on both systems, that they're both discs. But I think with the Xbox, you'll get a diskless based system. If you just wanted to download, you'll get an option of it.
Well, they've already got one, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly.
I think
the Xbox One SAD. Yeah, great name, lads. Well done.
I think they need to go back to people. They've set up all these, you know, the last couple of generations now brought up with consoles. You get a game, you put it into the console, it works. Whether you've got a poor or shit internet connection, it should just work. And I think that's what they need to go back to. And, you know, they try and bring like Connect out, VR out, and other different, you know, peripherals like that. But the bottom line is people want to be able to put a game into a console, hold a controller and play a game. And every time they try and move away from that, it doesn't work. It never works the same. And I think they should just keep to that. Like the Xbox now, it seems to be, it's built to look like a PC. Everything it talks about, it's got the powers of a PC. It wants to be, you know, that high spec gaming of what a PC can output.
I don't think a lot of people do want a disc. I know a lot of people that like not in the gaming community that have got these new consoles and they go, "Oh, a new game's just come out," and they sit there at midnight and download it.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Diskless is coming. Next generation after the one that's coming out, definitely, it's coming.
I mean, to people like us, it's foreign though.
If you think Xbox are doing Game Pass and selling that by the absolute bucket loads, it already shows that people are willing to pay for a subscription service and just own the games for a short period of time and not actually own it on disc. So it's coming.
I think they tried, didn't they, with the Xbox One? They wanted, again, I don't speak much for PlayStation because I've always been sort of, after 360, I was always Xbox. But no one wanted it then. No one wanted it.
No.
I don't
They
know.
called
I
that
can't,
wrong when they made the console.
yeah. I don't know. It probably will go to that, but if it does, it'll be poor because then, people like us, we collect these older games and consoles, and that will sort of lose that. We'll I don't know actually, will we? But it's always going to be online. To me, online is shy. It ruins 90% of the games. Again, personal preference in it, I guess.
This is what I'm saying. I think you've got to look at it through the eyes of someone who. So personally, I'm not massively into music. I can kind of take music or leave it. If I download a song, I'll listen to it for a couple of weeks and then I'll never go back to it. Do I want that? Do I want a physical version of that song? No. So there are people with that mindset to games, whereas everyone in this chat is an advocate of physical media.
That's it.
So to us, whether that be old school or new school, the idea of paying for a download is completely foreign. It's not something that none of us support. So we're not the market for it. But over time, that market is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it will get to the point where I don't know if you'll see discless-based systems, because there are a lot of parts of the world. You think maybe South America or parts of Asia that haven't got as strong, internet kind of infrastructure as us. So they need that kind of physical aspect. So I don't think they'll ever get rid of discs and drives as such. But I think you might find more and more as time goes on. Well, it already is, isn't it? It's already kind of outselling physical media, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think music's a big one, in it. No one really has CDs anymore. Your car is
it's all on your iPhone, isn't it?
Yeah. Spotify and everything. So,
That's the thing. Us collectors, we're not even 1% of the market that's going to buy these games.
No.
Yeah.
I think in our little bubble, it looks like we are, but realistically, we ain't.
I don't think they get rid of them completely, because as like little kids, they're still going to want to open their Christmas present on Christmas Day and have the game there.
Yeah.
I don't think they get rid of it fully.
I mean, I've got kids. I don't think kids are that bothered by discs these days.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Scott. It's always going to be difficult for us to see and even have a proper. We can't really. We collect physical stuff, so we're always going to be biased, aren't we?
I honestly thought the new generation wasn't going to have this made for it. I thought it was going to be all download only. But if they've said they're going to make this, they're going to make this. I thought they've proved me wrong.
I think if Sony and Microsoft did it together, that they were kind of like a gentleman's agreement where they both said, right, we're going to do a discless-based system. Yeah, we're going to do it. No one would have an argument. It's kind of like it or lump it. The public wouldn't have an argument. No one would. It would be tough shit, basically, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But it's only. I think I don't know, but I don't think they listen to people like ourselves.
Yeah, no, they're not interested.
It's when the figures start adding up, when they're making more money on downloads, but they're losing more money and putting disk drives into systems. That will be the tipping point, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But that's going to put businesses out of like things like game and stuff.
Oh, fuck game. Bunch of wankers, mate.
Yeah.
Used to work for them. Absolute bunch of fucking pricks, mate.
The thing is, Game bought out all the others, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, they bought Game Station, didn't they?
Yeah.
I used to love Game Station.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Game were originally Electronics Boutique. Electronics Boutique bought Game and then changed their name to Game. So Game were not the same company when EB bought them out. EB bought them out, changed the name to Game, and then bought Game Station with no money, which was all lent by the bank, and that's when it went tits up.
I thought Game bought EB out.
No, it weren't. It was Electronics Boutique, and then they bought Game.
Ah, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was something to do with. So Electronics Boutique were an American company, and the UK Electronics Boutique had to pay them royalties, and it was cheaper for them to buy a game, turn their name to Game, than pay them royalties every year. So that's why they ended up doing that.
Yeah.
Because their American one probably the GameStop.
Yeah, a different company though.
Is it a different company?
You don't. Electronics Boutique in the US went bust a fair few years ago, but GameStop a totally different company. But they suffer the same issues that Game do.
What about Scott SEGA Zombie's question? It might not be you anymore, but the Evercade. What do you think of it? I don't know what it is.
Cool.
No,
That was not gone.
no. Any of you two know?
Ain't
Not
that
some of
the
the albums. I haven't got a clue.
arcade machine?
I have no idea.
I've got no idea. No. Yeah, it sounds like some sort of arcade.
It's a bit like the one-up machines, ain't it?
I don't know. Is that
Probably no
really?
more.
More like a multi-car, I thought. Something basically along the same lines.
Yeah. So I see. Any of you guys familiar with the Game Shed?
What, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did a review on it, and I see GameSack. If you're familiar with them,
Oh,
they
that's
did
the
a review on
Hangout
it.
thing, the Evercade. Oh, he said he put it in that group.
It looks like a really bad paid promotion on both channels. And to me, it just looked like they were kind of flogging a dead horse. It just looked like kind of like.
Look good.
Nah,
Let me see if I can get a picture of it. What he sent me.
I can understand these sort of Sega little handhelds. My lad's got one and he loves it. But with this, where you've actually got to take games out, put them in, it just looks a bit kind of naff, really.
Where is it?
Some of the releases they do, like the Data East collection, pretty cool though.
Can't I find it? Why can't I find it? This thing here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before.
Oh,
It's
that
just a little
boner.
emulation box.
Yeah, he got sent one to review Mark at the Game Shed.
Yeah, same GameSack. It was just like paid promotion kind of thing. I always take a lot of those videos with a pinch of salt though.
Because I had a look at it, and they're not that expensive. It's like 60 quid, and it comes with 3 games from Argos.
Thing is, would you use it though?
Probably not now.
No. You're better off probably just getting a PSP, getting all your emulation on it, or a Vita, and you know you get a much better screen, better quality buttons. No, away you go.
They made. What was it? It's like was it Amazon? I think done it. It's like a fake Game Gear. It's only like 20 quid. Got about 20 Game Gear games on it. But the graphics.
Yeah, well, well, those little at games, you know, they're pretty good. You know, I think the actual emulation's quite good on it. It's just the sound that's really off. But again,
these ones didn't look good. Like you try and play Sonic on it, but it's like the screen keeps like buffering and moving along. It just weren't good. It weren't keeping up with the game at all.
It's like anything in it, you know, you can emulate games on the different consoles or whatever, but nothing will ever beat that original game and that original console, the original controller.
I looked at the cartridges you can buy for that Evercade, and they've got like a lot of the big arcade games on it, but like I say,
there's a lot of the Data East stuff in there, and there's Atari and I think there's Taito on there as well.
try to. I think it was a Capcom one as well. Let's have a look. No, that's what it's got. It's got Namco. Atari,
It's a strange thing because
Interplay.
it's strange because the market is trying to appeal to are going to look at that and go, that's just an emulation kind of box. And the casual market are going to look at it thinking, that's a weird looking thing. I'm not going to buy that. So it doesn't, I think in my mind, it doesn't really appeal to either kind of set of people.
Yeah, it's never
trying to figure out
anything
what
that I'd
it
be
looks
interested in.
Yeah, I probably won't own one ever. Unless I find it for like £5 at Boothy.
Yeah, that's...
Scott, are you getting one? Let's ask Scott the question. Is SEGA Zombie getting one? Is he going to be Evercade Zombie?
I don't think he's still here. That was ages ago, that question.
It did
wrote something since.
Yeah, he did put that in, which
Oh, did
was what, only 5 minutes ago.
My comments must not be keeping up. Let's go refresh.
He's gone again. Who's taking over hosting?
Scott, you're in charge.
I'm trying to smash Sega Rally at the moment.
Guess you're in
I can
charge.
hear him in the back.
Guess
Means you might, maybe. I'll play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered at the moment.
He said he's debating it for the Atari stuff. But then you could just get the Atari collections on like the PS2, can't you? And PS1. I think there might even be a PS4 one.
It's pretty cool then, I guess, if it can play all sorts of different games on different systems. But
So is anyone looking forward to? Does anyone play modern stuff like modern current gen games?
Yeah.
Play both, yeah, play all of it.
Yeah, what are we looking forward to coming out? Like Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima.
I never buy like new games. I always wait for them to be like a couple of years old and drop in price.
to be honest, I can't remember last time I bought a new game. I think The Shadow of the Tomb Raider was the last game I bought on sort of release.
Last game I bought was Resident Evil 3 on PS4. That's very, very good.
But I was looking at that Man Eater was just come out on Monday. That looked pretty good.
I think Halo is probably the next thing I'd get. Unless, if GTA comes out, I'm getting it almost the day or certainly the week it comes out. But I'm quite happy to know that Halo's coming out on PC as well, the Xbox X series or whatever they're calling it.
Oh, fuck that.
I think I could just about hear a car.
I never check what games are coming out. I don't know what games they're making.
Yeah.
I must admit, a lot of the time, I wait for new games to age a bit and go down in price. I'm still waiting for the Samurai Showdown that came out this year or late last year to go down in price. I really want that. But the last game I bought, you know me, Gears, I have to have it on day one. So when Gears 5 came out, I had that pre-order to be delivered like as early as possible on the day it came out because I wanted the physical copy of it as well. But generally, I wait a good few months now before I buy it. I've already been bitten. I bought Red Dead 2 day one. Didn't really like it. I played it on day one, and it sat on my hard drive all this time. And that's part of Game Pass. Brilliant.
I'm trying to actually. I can't actually remember the last time I bought
the all singing, all dancing. Everything will be free in the future.
Red Dead 2 is... Again, whenever I enjoy a game, it's because of the story. It's a story I remember rather than anything else. But the story in Red Dead 2 is insane.
Too slow.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
I've got
it
bored
slow.
of it. I've turned off after chapter 3 and I ain't gone back.
Yeah,
to it.
no, I didn't even last that long.
Not as good as
I've
the
got
first
to the
one though,
village.
Kieran. I think.
You got to get to the village. Ride
Oh,
the
I
train.
think it's
I really
better than
enjoyed the first one.
No, I think the first one. What happens to John? Yeah, it makes you so fucking angry.
Yeah.
You want vengeance. Whereas with Arthur, you know, it's good, but it's not.
I just think Arthur was more likable. I could really connect with because I started off thinking, yeah, it's just your average, you know, mob guy. You know, he's a gang member. He's a bit of a cowboy, and he steals. He does this. He's a nasty guy. And then as the story develops, his character develops, and he starts realizing his ways, and then he realizes he's dying. I'm spoiling it on, but he starts realizing stuff, and he changes. And I quite enjoy that journey that he goes on. And I really like Arthur Morgan for that.
I got fed up and kept getting killed by the wolves up that mountain.
That's just because you're shit at it like every other game, Al.
we got that David Watts said he's looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
That does look impressive. I've got to be honest
I don't
with you.
know.
John
That
Wick,
looks
kinda
fucking impressive.
Yeah, it's like in a Blade Runner kind of future dystopian kind of steampunk.
It
does
looks
look really
good,
does look very impressive. It's done by the same guys who did The Witcher, ain't it? Psycho Project. I think it's called Psycho Project. Yeah.
I've not played that yet. I've got that. That's on my list to play. Witcher 3.
Yeah, again, never played it.
Yeah, I've never played it either.
Saying about Red Dead, I've never played a game where I felt overawed by it.
Yeah.
There's too much to do in it. It's too big. Way too big.
Invested in the storyline.
That's what really grips me. If I start playing a game, the Mass Effect series, Knights of the Old Republic, those type of games for me, GTA, the big stories and a lot going on are what really.
The only story that
Yeah,
I really got involved with is Gears Trilogy and Gears 3. What happened in Gears 3 genuinely upset me.
Yeah. Is that when Dom dies? Does he die in that one?
Well, I wasn't going to include any spoilers, but yeah.
So have you played The Last of Us,
I
Kieran?
played it, and the next day I went to my mate and I went, I can't believe he's dead. I was actually distraught.
The Last of Us, I remember getting. I used to buy 360 magazines. I had a subscription to OXM, and I got all these Xbox 360 magazines each month. And I remember reading about The Last of Us years before it was released. Years. This was in an Xbox 360 magazine. I believe it's only been released on PS4. I don't know, but I remember reading about that game, thinking, "Wow, this looks dead interesting. I'd love to give it a go." But that's why I've stopped watching trailers for games and stopped looking at games that are going to be released because they just never are. There was a Pirates of the Caribbean game supposed to be released and it never came out. But that Last of Us thing came out many years later. And
have you not played it then?
No.
You've not played it? I mean, it literally,
No.
for me, it's one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the controls of it, the gameplay's fantastic. You can take it so many different ways. You can go, all out attack. It's very stealth. The story, the characters. It's the best kind of character development in a game that I think you'll ever come across. So if you like things like if you like, your Red Dead, those kind of epic kind of games, you gotta check it out. You literally have to play it. Even if you get an old PS3, you've got to play it. It's such a good game.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look. If it's on PC, it'll be.
I'll have a look myself.
It won't be on PC. It's Sony, ain't it?
No,
Is it just Sony?
PlayStation exclusive.
PS4, yeah.
Yeah.
PS3 come out on originally.
I mean, it is an absolute masterpiece. It is an absolute masterpiece, and I can't understand it when people say it's not very good, because it is unbelievable.
It's got one of those games I keep meaning to play, and it's still sitting there because I'm so invested in my Xbox stuff that my little pile of PS3 exclusive, which I bought to play, are just still sitting there like 6 months later. after buying them all. And The Last of Us is first on the list if I eventually ever get there.
I think that's kind of my issue. I've been that heavily because of the 360 was so good. I've been that focused on Xbox. PS4, I've just completely. I've not been interested in it one bit.
I've got to be honest. These people that have had the time to play both, like both, both Sony's generations and both Xbox generations, I tip my hat to them because I can't. I just haven't got the time to do both.
Yeah.
That's why these great. I mean, I've got the entire Chartered series sitting there as well. I know I should play them because I feel like I should experience them, but yeah,
they are good.
Yeah,
it's time for both.
I need to carry on playing them.
I did play though. I quite enjoyed them.
They're not as good as The Last of Us, but they're very good. But like God of War, the new God of War on PS4 game.
Oh God,
unbelievable game. Such a good game.
I think there's a lot I'm missing out with
even
PS4.
This lockdown, it's not even helping too much. I've still got a massive backlog. I play for all the Dead Space games.
I still get to play those.
Oh, you saw me play some of that, yeah. Al fell asleep for the ending.
Yeah, I see 95% of them.
He watched me literally out of the 13-hour campaign, play 12 and a half hours of it, and then missed the ending. He fell asleep.
Wow.
I have an issue with playing games I've not played before. I always go back to something I've played in the past. Always.
It is. It's trouble when you love something so much. It's like me and Gears. Gears 4 held me back because I played it constantly for a whole year. Literally, I put over 1,000 hours into my stats. They like 1,018 hours.
Yeah.
It equates to like 4 months or something. I don't know. I did the maths before. Scared the shit out of me, basically.
A game has to hook me right from the start, otherwise I don't like it.
No, you got to give some chance. There are it's the odd game where I haven't enjoyed the first half an hour, but because I've stuck with it, I've got into it, and then shit really starts to happen, and then I enjoy it.
I like to give games a good couple of hours.
Oh, if they ain't grabbing you by a couple of hours, then you probably are bored, because I did that for the first Mass Effect game, which I mentioned on multiple occasions.
Yeah, I was like, I love Mass Effect, but I bought and sold that game at least 3 or 4 times before I finally settled and played it fully. And I remember I always did like the first planet that you go to and do the prologue and the introduction stuff. And I loved the story, I loved the environment, I loved everything about it, but it was too big and I couldn't quite understand what was going on. But then the more I played it and the more time I give into it, it's easily my best series I've ever played. I absolutely love it. I do. But
I will give it another chance at some point. Maybe just jump straight in at 2, which people keep telling me to do.
No, I'm against that. I hate hearing people play. Yeah, I played Mass Effect 2 and 3, but not the first one. I just think the first one, the story is. You can't play the second and third without the first. To me anyway. The gameplay changed, but the first one, the story is just it sets everything up.
I just can't get into it. I love that question, by the way. I'm seeing that already.
So other questions, arcade machines. I'm not that into arcade. They don't really.
I grew up and I'm old enough to actually. Well, I could have been old enough to actually have Commodores and Spectrums and shit like that. But my parents insisted on me, not staying indoors. They wanted me to go out, socialise with other kids and play on the street and shit like that. I lived in a cul-de-sac in London, by the way. It was perfectly safe to go and play on the street. And, I just used to look forward to all my English-based holidays because I'd finally get to do some gaming and go to an arcade. So the arcade was my upbringing and basically getting into it. So the horrible thing about that is because I'd love 2, to be honest with you, and have 2 side by side. So I'm going to kind of sort of bastardise your question a little bit. But I want my favourite franchise of all time and a game that means so much to me because it got me into gaming. Because when I was a young kid and I walked into that arcade for the very first time, there was this 3-player cabinet of Rampage, and I wanted to play it as a kid. I wanted 10p. I wanted to play it. I wanted to be a monster and smash up buildings, and I fucking loved it. So I would love an original dedicated Rampage, but I would also have to have, because I absolutely adored it for years. And even though I rattle on about loving Gears, put my head on the block and say, what's your favourite franchise? of all time, I will play Street Fighter, and specifically Street Fighter 2. And I'd love a Street Fighter 2, specifically Champion Edition, because that's the one I spent the most time on before. Even though Super Street Fighter came out and it had more characters and all that, it was probably a little bit better. But I'd love a Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition and a Rampage side by side dedicated cabinets. But if you ask me to pick between the two, I literally cannot. I want both.
I've heard you speak about them in. Was it one of the Friday foursomes or?
No, they were talking about
maybe.
when they were talking about the arcade and the TMB one.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, I was going to say I've only done one Friday foursome. That was collection goals. But we had an arcade sort of chat on the TMB podcast, and I was away, absolutely away.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I kind of took it over. I had to apologise to everybody at the end for talking so much. But the arcades are my thing, mate. Get me going. I won't shut up.
Do you know the best one, Rob? The best TMB. What was it? About what's retro and what's not. As soon as that question came up, you were all over it. You could not, like, no matter what, no one else were winning apart from you. You could not.
Yeah, but the thing is that line again. You talk about it. It's at the end of the day, it's down to the person.
Yeah.
You won't change my mind on where it is, but I won't change your mind on where it is. It's just down to the person.
Yeah, it is. Because there's no official
that was an interesting one.
for a retro.
But like you say, there's people that are 18 now, and consoles when they were a kid are different to what they are to when we were as a kid, you know. So they're already considering the stuff they grew up with as retro, even though they're probably not to us because they're not as old as the ones that we had when we were kids. It's just down to the person, man, basically.
See, I see 60s, 70s is vintage. Anything before that is ancient. 80s is retro, and 90s is just 90s. And then anything after 90s is just old or new, one or other.
Oh, there's some still good new ones out there.
But anyway, you like to answer Booby's question yet? Please don't get me going on it.
Arcade machine. I wouldn't like one. I'd love a games kiosk, like a Dreamcast or a PS2 or something like that. I'd love a kiosk in my room, but I wouldn't actually like an arcade machine because I was never that drawn into them. I always preferred home consoles. So again, maybe because the boy in '92, so most of the arcades were worse than having a console at home. Do a lot more.
When you grew up, things were starting to get ported to the home systems fucking nearly spot on perfect.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like Crazy Taxi, I could play Crazy Taxi at home, and that was just one game. I could put another 50 games into that console. I go to the arcade and play Crazy Taxi and I have to put a couple of quid in. What the hell? It costs money. This thing costs money.
We grew up in an era when the arcade systems were better than the home consoles, so you were getting a better gaming experience by going to an arcade. But you've still got the interactive cabinets as well. Like, for example, you could own the original Daytona at home, but I remember going to Thorpe Park one year, and they had an 8-player Daytona USA, and that was just fucking insane. 8 of the fuckers.
Just need to find 7 friends to play with.
But the thing is, you could start a game up and you could have some random just sit down.
Yeah.
If they sat down within the 10-second timer I think you had, you could end up just playing random people. Fucking brilliant.
Where would you put that in your ass though, Rob?
I live in a small one bed flat, so I don't think I'd get it in anywhere.
Have you got any arcades, Scott? Or?
So for me, it would actually be the Sega Rally arcade machine. I mean, Sega Rally is my favourite game on the Saturn. Played it to death. I'm playing it now, and the arcade version, as good as the Saturn version is, the arcade one is spot on. So it would be a sit down Sega Rally. But. Any of those kind of Sega 90s, the shooters, the Virtua Cops, the House of the Deads, Virtua Fighter, Daytona, any of those Model 2, Model 3 games, they were fantastic. You know, they had everything about it. They had the wow factor of the graphics, and you know, it was really cutting edge. And but I mean, the size of them, it's not really feasible to have them in a collection. You know, if you ever saw the F355 Challenge arcade, it had 3 monitors and it completely surrounded you. You know, I remember seeing that in a few arcades down Southend. I think it was like well over 20 grand for an arcade machine when it was new. So it was crazy.
You know,
But,
I bought that game recently on the Dreamcast, and I got so excited to play it because I remember playing it on that 3-screen monitor thing, like you're talking about. I played it on the Dreamcast, and it just wasn't the same. It just felt slow as well.
Yeah, it's not
weird.
To be fair, it's not a great game though. It's not a great game. I mean, it's very, very simulation to the point where you've got ABS and traction control and, you know, stability control of your car. But it kills any enjoyment, you know, because games have got to be fun.
But it's not about the arcade experience. The cabinet really made that game, I think.
Yeah, but I think even as an arcade, it was still kind of diluted because of the seriousness of it. You know, Yu Suzuki made that game for a complete, like the thrill of driving, you know, more than any other kind of racing simulator, but to the point where it's not enjoyable, I found anyway.
So one racing game I did like that I don't think's had a good accurate port, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, is the Sega Touring Cars. I absolutely adored that in the arcade. I love the music to it as well. The music while you're racing, the electronic pop music, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I
absolutely really loved it. The music.
For me, it didn't have the poise of Sega Rally. It was like balls out, full, you know, and it works as an arcade, like a quick blast. It works, but as a home game, the Saturn version is just, I mean, the Saturn version is so fast, it's just completely unplayable.
I have heard that, yeah.
You know, graphically, it looks all right, but it's not an enjoyable game because it goes so fast. You bash from barrier to barrier to barrier. You can't control the cars because they're constantly power sliding. It's just a fucking shit game. I mean, again, that was a massive disappointment when that came out because again, that was kind of seen as the sequel to Sega Rally, which was obviously the Saturn's premier game. And then that come out and it was a massive disappointment.
Still going to buy it though. I know it is as well. Especially if it's got the original music, isn't it? I don't care. I love it.
Well, you can stick the CD in the actual CD player and it'll play it, you know.
I must admit, I have them in a playlist on my on YouTube as well. So
yeah.
Gez, are you still there?
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm still here.
Would you have an arcade cabinet at home if you could, Gez?
No room, no. No room for...
All right. If room wasn't an object, if you could fit one, would you have one? And what would it be if you could?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think more power to people like Alex, you know, to keep those games going, you know, those high score munchers, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the things like Donkey Kong and, you know, the original Mario Brothers. And they're not for everyone. You know, they are very, very basic in that respect. But those games, you know, it was all about the skill, you know, and that getting to know the routine and knowing the ways of getting those points, you know, the constant points. It wasn't about completing the game. It was about getting your points and getting the high scores.
No.
You know, and they look, I mean, those kind of, those 70s, early 80s arcade machines, you know, the artwork on them, you know, they look beautiful. You know, they look stunning. You know, they look proper niche, kind of like, they look like antiques, really.
So, I'm interested. Has anyone seen the YouTube channel done by the guys at the Galloping Ghost Arcade in America? Anyone heard of that one?
Told me about this.
I think the channel name is called Ghost Lord, either 2 zeros or 3 zeros. I can't remember. But they've got they're the largest arcade in the world, and they add a new machine to the floor every Monday, and they call it Monday Mystery Game. And they've got, I think the last one was 760 arcade games on the floor. and most of them are like 80s and 90s, and they've got the rarest shit ever as well. Honestly, just watch videos of them walking around and shit like that. It's majorly impressive.
So have you
I've
guys,
got to go
I haven't
there
got sheriff.
have all you guys
I've
been
got
to
to go.
Arcade Club?
No, I was
I've
meant
been
to go.
No,
I went to
obviously
Bury
in
one.
March.
So you've been to Bury. What about the other guys? Have you been to Arcade Club?
No, I was meant to
No.
go to one in March.
well, I was going to go to one in Leeds,
Right,
but I cancelled it to go to Donny, so that turned out to be a wise decision just because of what's happened. But no, it is my intention to go. But
It's a
as you
fantastic
know,
place.
there's none down here, and it's a bit of a trek for us.
It is. It's worth going though. It's well worth going.
Yeah.
See,
When they
where
signed
I
big-
live, I'm like an hour away from Bury and an hour away from Leeds. So whichever one.
How
Is
far are
easy
we
then.
away out? What are we? How far are we away? 4 hours?
It was gonna take me 3 hours on the train to get to Leeds, so
Oh, you were going to train that one, weren't you?
yeah. But
Well, I went up with,
they just opened up an arcade place in Southend, like retro arcades.
Yeah, Neon Nights.
Yeah, because they got a game shop
Yeah.
next door, ain't they, as well? I want to go there.
Yeah, I know the
once
guy who
the
owns it.
lockdown's
I know
over-
the guy who owns it. Yeah, a
Once
guy
it's
called
over, we'll all
Ali.
go down there.
We'll go down there, Rob. We'll have a day out. We'll get a train down there.
So there was. I did actually arrange a. This was before I kind of knew you two guys, but me, Pete, Retro Dave, Cine Steve, we did go down there a few months ago. It's good down there. It's only a little place, but it's you know.
Yeah, because it only just opened, literally just before the lockdown, weren't it?
No, it's been open for about a year or for about 9 months. It's been
Or
open.
was it the game shop they've just opened? One of them, there was like they've done it separate, didn't they?
The game shop's been open about a couple of years,
Yeah,
but Neon Nights, the arcade's been open about 9 months or so.
yeah. I knew
But it's
they
all-
didn't open at the same time. I saw that.
Yeah, but it's a good place to go. You know, especially if you're in the southeast.
Mm.
You know, if you drive as well, you can stay there quite late. It's open till about 12:30.
Mm.
It's only about 10 minutes away from. It's only about 10 minutes away from me.
Oh, lucky.
What side of Southend are you then? Are you Rochford side or the other side, Lee? Leon
In
C?
between, I'm Isle of Canvey.
Oh, you can be.
I thought you was from like Ipswich. Is that where Dave?
That's where. No, Dave is
No,
in Cambridge.
That's where Scott.
Yeah, Scott lives over by Ipswich way.
Ipswich.
Can I just
Oh,
clear
right,
up where I live? Because I feel bad, because like you and Chef keep thinking I'm from Essex. And I've practiced it a couple of times. But I actually work in Essex, and I do a lot of my game hunting in Essex, but I'm right on the border. I live in a small town in Hertfordshire, which is on the border of Essex. So
What,
I'm not
Bishop
quite
Stortford?
there. Huh?
Bishop Stortford.
That's the town one side of me, yeah. I'll tell you, but when we're off live chat, exactly what town. But yeah. But I live in a
always
small
thought it was
town on
Essex
the border.
I
border.
don't think anyone's watching anyway.
So we got eight. We got eight.
To be honest, I always thought it was Essex as well, and I was shocked it was in Hertfordshire.
Yeah, no, it's actually classed as up. But I was born and raised in South Woodford, which is like northeast London. But I moved here when I was 14. So yeah. But no, I work at Stansted Airport, which is Essex, and
Yeah.
I do most of my game hunting in Harlow Town, which is obviously Essex as well.
Yeah,
I
so
don't-
you
I don't
got
talk
you got
to
chef
a lot
on your
as well.
doorstep then.
So
Jesus Christ, Gez, it's windy. Where are you from?
Darth Vader.
Me?
Yeah, you're just breathing down mine. It's
He's
taking a
in
rest.
the gaming tunnel.
Right,
Yeah, so you got a chef on your doorstep then.
yeah, he's not far. I think ours 20 minutes one side of me, and Chef's 20 minutes the other side of me. I think.
Yeah, well, chef's over sort of like Brentwood way. He's about half an hour away for us.
Right.
I'm about 20 minutes away from Robin, and I'm about 20 minutes away from Gasted Steve and Pete Armour.
Yeah, so they live sort of like northwest London, don't they?
Yeah, they're
Sort
not
of
they're not
Harrow.
far from me. They're literally not. Depending on traffic, if there weren't no traffic, about 20 minutes. It's probably with the traffic about 2 hours.
Oh yeah, well if you get on the North Circular or the M25, you'd be there fucking hours, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think I'm closest to Woodlin. I don't know if he's from like Blackpool or Preston.
He's where does he live?
It's got to be close. It's got to be East Lancs.
Where does he live? He lives in where does he live?
He's up there
He
somewhere.
supports Blackpool. But he doesn't.
Blackpool.
Yeah, he doesn't live.
Like Fleetwood or Liverpool.
Fleetwood, he might be.
Fleetwood, St Anne's.
No, it's somewhere around there. Somewhere in northwest, ain't it?
Surely.
Yeah. Chorley, Penwortham.
Chorley, that's it. Chorley.
Chorley. Yeah, so he's probably like 5 minutes away from me then, I guess.
He doesn't do anything on YouTube these days, though.
No, I watched his last video that he did, I think, but
He took all of his videos down for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He comes on the after party now and again as a chat, but not like nothing live though.
Yeah, I think he's lost interest in YouTube, which is understandable. Sometimes it happens.
no, it doesn't. I think it can get too much, especially if you have a lot of subs. I can't imagine having like a few thousand subs. It'd get too intense.
Well, that was even like last week with my premiere. I think there was about 20 people watching it, and I was losing track of that chat then.
Yeah,
It's hard to keep up with a chat once it's going. I know this sounds obviously like last month I had so much time that I was just constantly doing it as something to do and something to keep me active and keep me interested. And then this month started, and the first week I managed to make one video just because I'd made so many last month. You can get burnt out. I made up for it this weekend. I've got bored again and keep making them.
You just wanted a YouTuber of the month, though, didn't you?
yeah.
Who are you going to vote for then? If you win it, who are you going to vote for?
Me, I've already voted, didn't I? I voted for Retro Red Steve.
Oh no, I mean if you win it, who's going to get you 5 nominations?
Nominate.
Oh, if I nominate, well, it's between me and Raz at the moment, so it's close.
See, I couldn't. I'd hate to win because I couldn't think of who I'd nominate. Like,
so if I won it, I wouldn't vote for no one I'd met. I wouldn't vote for no one within the community. I'd vote for everyone I had not met.
oh right, okay. So people from out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple in mind, but I'm not going to say it live over here. So, if I do. But the thing is, the position I'm in at the moment, and there's a good chance that, I'm one of the 2 people that could really actually win this. I've kind of got to start thinking now, really.
Well, you ain't got long.
You can't pick any TMB guys.
Weeks a long time.
How much would that make? Would that make it more?
Do that. I couldn't single one out, or even I wouldn't pick. Well, I can't pick 4 because they're all UK. That's the one that's the one that'll fuck me over is finding someone outside of the UK because I generally don't watch a lot outside of the UK. So it really is forcing my hand a little bit into making a selection.
So,
Rob, did you get the memo? Did you get the memo, Rob? You're only allowed 2 nominations now. Only allowed 2, mate. 2.
And one of them's got to be American.
Do
one of them
it'll probably
can't
be congratulations on winning, but we're picking them up. We're picking them up now.
Just do a video to say thank you for voting for me, and then we'll do the rest.
To be honest with you, in the manner that I do my videos, I've already considered myself to have a bit of a victory in being nominated. Because, I'm probably the first person in fucking a decade to actually be nominated and not show his face. So I've already had a victory in my eyes.
I think Willie Weeble did. I think he got nominated a couple of times.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And when Pete was doing it, he had quite a few guys that were sort of behind the camera.
I've got to be honest with you, I've only been watching it for like 2 years. So I've never seen one since I've been watching it.
I've been watching it about 6 months. Does that count?
I used to watch it when Novabug ran it, but again, when I stopped doing YouTube stuff, it was for years. Like I said, when I was first on YouTube, Scott, you had like long hair, not like long hair, but you know what I mean?
I watched it when Stu done it, but then after like Stu stopped hosting it, I never watched it again until Retro Bear won it.
Yeah.
So I started watching it when the 16-Bit Brothers started watching it. So have any of you actually watched any of the 16-Bit Brothers stuff? Go back and watch it. So go back and watch it. Their stuff. So it's 4 northern guys. They're all mates. They've all been mates since they were like 5, 6, and 7, and they all did a YouTube channel called the 16-Bit Brothers. But they won YouTuber of the Year, and the stuff that they did was fucking hilarious. It was so funny. They're all taking the piss out of each other, but go back and watch their stuff. It's so funny, and it's such a shame that they didn't cap. Yeah, it's such a shame that they didn't.
I've been back and watched some of Tooties and Pete's when they were hosting it, but that's it. But
yeah, but they're still going though. So you know that, but with the 16-bit brothers, they were on the cusp of going like big on YouTube to the point where they had like Gamester 81 giving them shout outs. I think they had like Metal Jesus giving them shout outs as well. So they were going to go big because they had such a good kind of way with the audience. But yeah, check them out. Go to 16-bit brothers. It's such a shame. I think what happened, one of them lost interest, and then another one lost interest, and then the two of them tried to carry it on, and it just kind of fell away. You know, because if you're like a quartet,
that's the thing, ain't it? If you're doing it with someone else,
it's like a group, ain't it? You know, it's like, you know, if one of them disappears, it's not the same thing, is it?
It's like who was hosting it last year? That Do You Nerd? Imagine they split up.
I didn't really watch any of them. To be honest, I lost interest when that guy started singing the theme tune, and you know, when he started singing the theme tune, I always think of that sketch on Little Britain where they've got Dennis Waterman, and he's going, "I'm going to write the theme tune, sing the theme tune, do the theme tune." And I was like, "Oh, I'm out. I can't watch this guy singing." You know, YouTuber of the month. I'm like, I'm done. I can't be asked. You take care of your channel, you might not know. You can leave a comment in below. It's just like, oh mate, fuck off. Seriously.
Is that a bloke that sings that? I thought it was a woman.
Yeah, it's a guy called Russ Lyman. He won it after Pete.
I thought it was a bird.
It's crazy how long it's gone on for. Like, again, I remember watching it, and then I stopped YouTube. It's, you know, for 3 years. I only ever watched the odd video every now and then, but it went till I've come across Dana's channel that I started. I thought, oh, YouTube is still going. That's still a thing. But yeah, it's crazy how long it's lasted for.
But this, to me, this is the whole kind of difference between the UK and the US. Whereas the US, it's kind of like, you know, if you walk into an American McDonald's, and like, you know, you want cheese with your burger? How would you like the extra fries? You know, everything's smiley. It's like they want to work for McDonald's, and they're really proud to want to work for McDonald's. Whereas in the UK,
we're all
like, it's like, you're like, you know, next, can I take your order? And it's just like, you know, it's like you're asking them, you know, not to spit on your burger, rather than
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
you know, it's completely different mindset, you know, and I think that comes across in their videos, because with their videos it's all very cheesy. It's all sunshine and unicorns, ain't it? And it's like, whereas the UK, I think we're a bit more realistic with our expectations, and I think that's where a lot of the issues have stemmed from, really. Along with obviously trying to
I've been to
falsify.
Depends if you get any grumpy ones.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been to the US, and you know, they're very pleasant people, but you know, they're sometimes
I
think over the top is the right word for us to use. To us, it's like,
hi guys, can I take your order?
It's hard to understand if they're genuine or not.
Yeah.
You know,
it's different, just complete different way of living in it, I guess. So,
well, yeah.
Oh, David's
hey, David's up.
David,
what I can't understand is why
he drunk.
Yeah, no, that's the first guy I thought.
Why have they kept the jingle? Because you'd think they'd want their own stamp on it, and that's not them.
Yeah. I think they've tried to change it and tried to do something with it. I think, yeah, this is a thing that's gone for a while. This is.
They're live now, Rob. Why don't you ask them?
Oh, okay, that's a good
I don't think they're bad guys. I think they're alright.
No,
I think they're not bad people. I think they've just been a bit misguided about it. That's all.
Yeah,
I think they've been caught with their pants down. I think the sad thing is that I think there was a lot of people that wanted blood with it.
Yeah,
and I think that hunting mentality tried to come out, and I think that people wanted to castigate them for it, and I don't think they deserved it. I think they were genuinely trying to make it a more rounded program. I don't think it was a case of them trying to
I don't know. Taking 2 votes off people is ridiculous because that you don't get anything for winning YouTuber of the month. The only thing you get is 5 nominations. That's all you
don't?
get.
Oh, I'm out. I thought I got a grand for winning.
So when they're now saying, "Oh, we're taking 2 nominations off you," that's where the line drew. Like the other rules they let slide. Every month they're bringing out these new rules. I mean, 3 videos probably pushing it a bit much, but I could understand where they were coming from to keep it active. But as soon as they went, right, we're taking 2 nominations off the winner.
Yeah, I think that's where I was at, because when they put that 3 videos, I remember checking videos out from who Dads and Lads Gaming recommended, and I was a bit reluctant to sub to them because they didn't have a video out for more than a month, and I thought, when's the next one going to come out, type thing, because I thought I don't have enough time to go back and watch loads of videos from the past. I usually, if someone recommends someone else, if they've got, I'll usually watch the latest pickup video and then watch anything that comes from then. But yeah, I do think you need to have had a good month. I'm sort of with them with that, but I think
that's why with my nominations this month, I basically went off who put out the most content, like the month that I won it, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I think realistically as well. I mean, I'm not being disrespectful to anyone, but all 4 of us guys in this stream, none of us produce high quality content. You know, we're all guys in front of a mobile phone, or in Rob's case, behind the mobile phone. You know, just talking about old crap.
Yeah.
You know, whereas these guys in America, you know,
it's a show, isn't it? It's like
it is. It's a build.
Also, what
it's a
they
show.
don't understand when they put out this, like, oh, you need 3 videos a month. In America, they haven't got lockdown as bad as we've got over here. If you're just doing like a car boot channel or pickups channel, you ain't gonna get any videos out.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, with
your whole channel is based off, I'll go around charity shops buying games, and I'll trade these games into CEX to get better games, and none of these places are open, you're not making any videos.
Yeah.
Well, there's. I mean, you can always upload things in terms of, you know, you can go through your old magazines, you can talk about your experience with games.
Yeah.
You know, there are things you can do, gameplay footage, even if it's just with a mobile phone in front of a camera. You know, there are things that you can do rather than just pickups. So
some people don't like that, do they?
No, but it's your
pickup sort of stuff.
It's your channel. You do what you want. You know,
I mean,
if people don't like it.
People who make it will only do, like Stu, for example. He will not put a gameplay video out. He just won't do it. So if they turn around and said, "Oh, eBay's shut now, you can't get nothing," he literally will not put a video out until it reopens again.
Yeah, but I think that's Stu's channel, ain't it? That's what I mean. I think, you know, everyone's channel is their own channel. You can put whatever you want on your own channel. You know, no one's going to.
Any old rubbish out, I'll do.
You know, I do these thoughts videos. So if I got nominated for YouTube of the month, would that be classed as a high quality video? Me sitting in my car talking shit. You know, it's not. Is that a good quality video? It's really not.
That's what Bithead used to do for years, wasn't it?
Sorry.
That's what Bithead used to do for years.
I don't watch him anyway. But
we've got Steve here from Australia.
You're all mega losers. I hope you know that.
Oh, cheers, Steve. Top man.
Yeah. See you later, mate.
What a legend.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that.
Is that Steve Irwin?
Yeah, it must be. He's probably not even Australian.
Terrible accent.
Well, I can't be bothered. It's too late.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't want to rip into it.
Yeah, there's some other guy on now. Just gotta be careful with that. Remember that Rick's Mace guy?
Yeah.
He was on Gizzy's funny. I know, yeah.
Have you had any trolls on your stream?
Not since then. I get
loads. They love me.
I get a dislike on every here. There's another dude here.
Have you had any trolls on your stream?
Not since then. There you go. So that this Tyler Cross guy's obviously watching it, whether he's got it on his YouTube channel. Shows.
Hello.
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 You alright, lads?
Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah. Are you? Are you here to talk about games? Are you trolling us? What's going on?
That's
You're
quite a
not really
creepy
sure.
avatar, though, ain't it?
You're not too sure, are you? Really?
No, just I'm bored as fuck.
Yeah. Right. No worries.
I think we should get rid.
See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another guy on now. So I think it'll probably be on one of them channels again, won't it?
Yeah, it's because you put Hangout in nothing wherever it was.
Yeah, late night. They search for that thing, don't they? And come and find it. But we'll be on another channel now, and they'll all be like, "Oh, we jump on
Anyway,
here."
if anyone's watching from this other channel, sub to me. I need some more subs.
Yeah.
Give us all
They're
the subs.
insane, aren't they? Matt Akers here. Who's this guy? Come on, you're on. What do you want to say?
You're all mega losers. Look at you, get alive.
Yeah, see ya.
Sounds like a loser that guy.
Boring.
I think we should keep them on. Keep them on next time.
I know. Come on and be like
They
actually.
haven't got any intelligence to keep on. They just come in and say, "Oh, you're a loser," then that's it.
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing about them. They at least come on and say something interesting, but they just come on and just say like, "Shit, oh, you're losers." What do you mean we're losers? You're not interested in what we're interested in. If you're not, fuck off. You're the loser because you're coming in our stream. Why, mate? Yeah, it'd be another one of those Rick's Maze channels, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So have you guys come across Funky Spectrum before then?
Who?
Funky
Spectrum. Funky Spectrum.
No.
He's a big troll.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go. Retro Boothy. It's probably not Retro Boothy, but let's have a look. Oh.
Hello, boys.
Yeah, that's not retro. That's not.
Yeah, it's definitely
Shut up, you fuck you.
Don't sound anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Planet Retro, you're the size of a planet, you fatty.
Oh,
He's going to use someone's name. At least they wouldn't sound like them.
Oh, yeah, it's always the same, isn't it?
They're just so boring. They come on and say the same thing over and over and over.
You should, Planet Retro, you shouldn't be scared of COVID. You should be scared of heart disease, mate. Fucking hell, you need to cut back.
Don't worry, mate. I've got loads of beers. Cheers.
Can you send me an email with all your best jokes, please? Because these are brilliant. These absolutely brilliant. Fucking hell.
It's like nothing I ain't heard before. Cheers.
Retro faggots.
Any more? Retro faggot, come on.
Sorry? What was that? You dirty fucker.
Dirty fucker. So I'm so offended. So offended.
Nothing intelligent coming up.
Jesus Christ. This is the thing with these people. They're so shit at what they do. They'll come and jump on another stream and they talk shit and they try and offend people, but they're so shit at it. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. Fucking hell.
Are you a virgin? I bet you fucking are.
Yeah. Do you know what? I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
losers. Like, if they came on with a camera of themselves, look, they're gone. Leon Spicer. You're probably on Spice right now, aren't you, Leon?
Scott, you look like a massive paedophile with that moustache. Fuck me. And you, Recto, you look like you touch kids in a little bathroom somewhere. Look at you.
What do you do? What do you do?
Not touch kids like you, that's what.
All right.
He's got a Ford Mondeo and he sits outside school.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of these.
Surprise me, look at you.
Right,
Mother Cat in your basement, that's where she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you later, Leon. Nice talking to you.
What's up, paedophile?
Beautiful. They're always the same. Always. It's shit. I don't get the channels. I don't get it. They're just absolute losers. Oh.
Well, this is what happens if you put the address to public, ain't it?
Yeah, because I put it in the comments, but I sort of knew that these had come. I know.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
in the
I
comments,
will
but
be
even
doing that in
without
future.
that, I think with
No,
the
we enjoy it.
title, if you put, I know I personally don't give a flying fuck, but if you put something like Hangout or whatever, late night Hangout, it's something searchable, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just search for stuff and try and jump on it, but yeah. I mean, personally, I couldn't give a flying toss. I just know they're all absolute nonsense and bellends, and yeah, they
They're
don't
just kids, I know. I think.
wind me up.
Yeah. Bunch of
Well,
virgins.
Do you know? That's the sad thing is that they're not kids; they are grown adults, and they think what they're doing is cool. They actually think it's cool, and people watch it thinking it's cool. It's just insane, absolutely insane. Right, but yeah, they
Have we
do.
got anyone?
Don't they? But there's more viewers now. There's 9 viewers. There were 6 earlier.
Oh, good. We're getting some more views. Brilliant.
Exactly, because
Get the view counts up. Getting the numbers up.
Yeah. But yeah, they'll just. I mean, no, they will. They'll just troll it, so it will not be the same. But I don't know. Probably a good time to end it, really, isn't it? I guess.
It has been over 3 hours.
I know. Yeah, it's been a while. I thought it'd be like half hour chat or something. But...
Oh, so Harry Brogan says, "You stupid prick."
Yeah.
And Planet Retro jumps on little girls. I suppose that's better than little boys, I guess. But
Yeah.
Oh, SEGA Zombie's ready to come in the stream without a video. It's just.
I bet he is.
Yeah, but then when you go, the thing is they changed the name, but when you go on the YouTube channel is Sarah Carter. Yeah, yeah. How it's just so stupid. Oh.
he's a stupid prick. Sub to my channel. Not you.
Sub to my channel. I'm nearly on 300. Come on, get me up
there. Gernaldinho, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. It just annoys me.
Rob don't like talking to idiots. You see, that's why he's being quiet. Idiots come on the street.
They're definitely not worth his time. Oh. Well,
I'm upset. I ain't got any new subs yet.
if you're not,
Nah.
maybe
I
some
want to come on
more.
and chat, but I don't want to sub and watch me content. Come on. 7 away. 7 from 300. Come on, you can do it.
It'd be funny if you did get 7 more, wouldn't it? It would be good. I'll have to see what channel they're on. I wonder if they're on Rick's Mace's.
Nah, he's quit.
Is he? Yeah. Not for him anymore.
He's not very good at trolling, so he give up.
I don't think these guys are very good, to be honest.
He messed with the wrong community.
I know it did, did he? He definitely messed with the wrong people at the time.
Yo.
Yeah. So we're back to 6 again, so I think they've got bored.
Oh, damn. They still never subbed to me.
Coming out.
Fortunate. Whew. What are you playing anything, Rob?
I've just finished Modern Warfare 2 remastered on Veteran. Literally, the credits are rolling.
Oh, have you? Has it got the I think it's after the credits that what's it called again? I know the achievement.
The museum thing, yeah. It unlocks an extra mission in this. Pretty cool.
Yeah, you go through the museum and they all come at you, don't they? If you start
this is my second playthrough because I've done it on normal first.
Oh, they all stopped walking. They've gone down to 5. They've all disappeared. That's no fun. I thought we were going to get some extra views in.
I think it's time to call it a night anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting there, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll start
Think I'm
working
done.
12 hours.
Um,
I've still got to record me Mega Drive Monday video.
well, I've got quite a bit to catch up on. I've had like a few days off, so I've not watched anything, but I'll have to flick through again and see what I've missed out on. But there's no way with. I mean, you guys probably some more than me, but there's no way to keep up with them. It's a lot of hours, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
But you just gotta watch what you can.
I'm on. About 130, I think, at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, David's still here.
Right, I'm going to call it quits, guys.
Yeah, I'll probably
Let's go.
end it
Good
now
chat.
then anyway. So, yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for all coming in, guys. Good to chat. So,
Yeah, take it easy.
yes.
See you later.
Yeah,
See you later.
catch you later, man.
See you later, guys.
Rob's gone as well.
Right. Yeah, I was just about to leave them myself, so I'll see you on Fortnite later today.
Yeah, I was going to try and get something before work. I'll wake up and I've got to do that bit of filming. And then...
Yeah, and then go on. Night, Dave. Enjoy work.
Yep. Glad you could be here, Dave.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think Dave subbed to me, so my channel's right there, Dave. Planet Retro.
There's one more. Right. I'll see you later, Al. And anyone else.
Oh, good.
See you.
Right.
Bye.